We waited half a day for Lin Yan to show up with his squad. He took one look at the battlefield covered in dead bodies and got all serious. Little Yang, these are all giant spirit gate warriors. Yep. Me and Su Shan gave him the rundown. But honestly, he already heard everything from the Mountain River sect disciples on his way here. He just needed to match the story with the scene. And oh boy, did his eyes light up when he realized this case was both open and shut, and a massive achievement. Boss, you warned me about rogue spies trying to get revenge, and you were right, I told him, laying it on thick. Lin Yan froze, looked at me like I'd grown a second head. Then his expression turned solemn, and he patted my shoulder. If it weren't for you, even my warning wouldn't have stopped a disaster. I'll report everything truthfully. You get first credit. Now here's where I pulled him aside for a little private chat. Boss, I still want to make money at the red gold mine for a while. If I rack up too many achievements too fast, they'll send me to the prefecture capital for official duties. His heart was pounding. I could practically hear it. So, I get first credit? He asked, barely containing himself. It's yours by right. Ha ha ha. The man was thrilled. And honestly, I think he was also mentally slapping himself for looking down on me when I first asked for a constable position. Now he knew my martial arts were way beyond his level, and he was basically bowing to me. Young Ling, I'll take this credit shamelessly. But I'm putting it on record. When I get promoted, the head constable position in Green Mountain City is yours. No question. Beautiful. Exactly what I wanted. Oh, one more thing, boss. How's the refugee situation in Green Mountain City lately? Getting worse, he said. More and more showing up. No idea where the disasters are hitting. My red gold mine needs workers. Send them my way. His face lit up like I just solved half his problems. Deal. Once this wraps up, I'll ship them all to you. Free workforce, baby. This is how you build an empire. Lin Yan hauled away all the rogue spy corpses, and we continued on our way. One day later, Mountain River sect headquarters. And let me tell you, this place was exactly as impressive as I imagined. The front gate alone was absolutely massive. Meanwhile, inside the sect's main hall, things were getting spicy. The sect master, some old dude in purple robes, was ripping into a middle-aged man about the whole Wu Kei spy fiasco. If the Iron Guard hadn't stepped in, how would we explain this to our superiors? The mining guild leader would hold U.S. responsible. Yang Jiwen was standing off to the side with his head down, saying nothing. Smart boy. Then this elegant, mature woman, Su Qing's master, chimed in with a smile. Senior brother, with Su Qing managing the red gold mine from now on, this won't happen again. The middle-aged guy shot back with barely concealed hostility. Su Qing is too young. He'll tank the production numbers. He turned to Su Qing. You said you'd boost output to 3,500 gene. Where are the results? Su Qing looked awkward. His master told him to just answer. Senior uncle, initial results are showing. Give it 3 months and we'll hit the target. Initial results, huh? Well, this month's shipment should be arriving. Let's see what your numbers look like. The other elders stayed quiet. Nobody wanted to get between these two factions, both led by the sect master's own disciples. All anyone could do was pick a side and shut up. Then a disciple burst in with urgent news. Su Shan's convoy was attacked by rogue giant spirit gate warriors during transport. Everyone's face changed. Su Qing went pale. Yang Jiwen's eyes flickered with barely hidden GLE. The purple-robed old man demanded. Casualties? The messenger hesitated, looking weirdly confused. None. They were all killed by a 9th-rank Iron Guard constable from Green Mountain City. Yang Jiwen's head snapped up. Couldn't believe it. 9th-rank constable? That's Yang Ling. Su Qing was practically jumping. He spun to his master. It was the overseer I recruited. He's already a 9th-rank Iron Guard. Every elder in the room gave Su Qing a strange look. This kid actually found someone that useful? Yang Jiwen was muttering my name through gritted teeth. Again. Then another disciple rushed in. Warehouse report. Red gold or safely delivered. Total quantity. 3,700 gene. Dead. Silence. Su Qing was internally losing his mind. First month, and we already smashed the target? Yang Jiwen's face went dark as a thundercloud. The sect master smiled like a happy grandpa. 3,700 gene. Your overseer certainly knows what he's doing. The red gold mine is officially yours now, Su Qing. Replace whoever you need to. Thank you, sect master. Bring that Yang Ling to me. I want to speak with him personally. So about 5 minutes later, there I was, standing in the main hall of the Mountain River sect. And the first thing that hit me was the purple-robed old man's aura. This guy felt even stronger than Sure Xian. I immediately pulled up his stat panel. Liang Yu strength, 63 agility, 43 spirit, 17-2 martial techniques at mastery level. The Mountain River Heart method at advanced. A single attribute over 60? I sucked in a sharp breath internally while keeping my face perfectly calm. Then I bowed immediately. Iron Guard Yongling, greetings to everyone. Because when someone can probably flick you into next week, you show respect. The moment I said, Iron Guard, every elder in that hall flinched a little. Right, they suddenly remembered. I'm not just some hired mine manager. I'm an official government constable. With authority. Sect Master Liang Yu stroked his beard and smiled. Yongling, I am Liang Yu, Master of the Mountain River Sect. Greetings, Sect Master Liang. I gave him a perfectly measured bow. Not too deep, not too casual. This guy was definitely a tier above Sure Xian. Probably 7th rank. I hear you're managing the red gold mine now? Yes. Production used to be just over 2,000 gene. How did it jump to 3,700 this month? There were overseers sabotaging things on purpose, creating panic so miners wouldn't go underground, I said casually. Once I dealt with that, production went up naturally. Liang Yu's eyes slid toward Yang Jiwen. Yang Jiwen kept his head down like the floor was fascinating. But his master He Chiobai jumped in immediately. Our Mountain River sect overseers would never sabotage operations. Oh, you want to play this game? Fine. Overseer Fong Qingyang ordered people to scatter red gold or essence in the tunnels to attract red gold mantises, then used pig blood as bait. Countless miners were injured. 10 died. I kept my voice nice and steady. The case has been transferred to Head Constable Lin in Green Mountain City. We kept it quiet to protect Mountain River Sect's reputation. Wouldn't want outsiders saying you can't even manage your own people, right? Boom. Every second-generation disciple on the friendly side looked furious at what had been happening under their noses. He Chiobai choked on his own words, face cycling through colors like a mood ring. Liang Yu calmly asked about the details, then dropped the hammer. He Chiobai, isn't that Fong Qingyang your distant relative? He Chiobai's face went green, then white. Yes. Keep your eyes open from now on. Yes. The atmosphere got deliciously awkward after that. Liang Yu lightened things up by praising Su Qing's master, a beautiful mature woman named Hong Ying, for her disciples' good judgment in finding me. Then he turned back to me with a look that said the real topic was coming. Young brother Yang, I heard on the road you single-handedly fought over 10 giant spirit gate attackers and took every last head. Everyone suddenly remembered that detail too. The third-generation disciples were staring at me like I was some kind of exotic animal. He Chiobai and Hong Ying had calculating looks. And Yang Jiwen. Oh, Yang Jiwen was staring at me without blinking. Now, I'd already checked Yang Jiwen's stats. His attributes were higher than Wu Man's, strength up by 1, agility up by 13, spirit up by 3. The guy was practically approaching Sure Xian territory. His Mountain River Heart method was at the mastery level too. If he activated it, his stats would spike even further. Honestly, if we fought, it'd be a coin flip at best. He'd crush me in raw power. So I played humble. Those giant spirit gate disciples hadn't really mastered their martial arts. Only slightly better than ordinary mind guards. Nothing special. Liang Yu wasn't having the modesty act. Weak or not, they were still giant spirit gate warriors. Without you, we'd have lost the red gold and if it ended up in wrong hands and the Iron Guard found out, we'd have no way to explain ourselves. Then he sighed. Our sect always rewards merit fairly. But since you already hold an official position, I can't recruit you as a disciple. Otherwise, with your talent, you'd be more than worthy of becoming my personal student. He Chiobai and the others looked shocked at that. My feelings were complicated. Being this powerhouse's disciple would be incredible. But if I hadn't joined the Iron Guard first, I never would have unlocked my class change, and none of this would have happened. No regrets. Then Liang Yu said the magic words. Some time ago, I traded a 300-year blood ginseng to pharmacist Zhang from the Changhe Prefecture for 5 essence cultivation pills. I've taken 4. The last one is yours as your reward. Sect Master? Absolutely not. He Chiobai nearly had an aneurysm. Those pills are for your breakthrough. You can't give them away. The other elders piled on. Pharmacist Zhang is from Death Valley. His pill refining is advanced level. Even with that blood ginseng, he only made 5 pills. This is too precious for. Hong Ying thought about it, but stayed quiet. Smart woman. Su Qing and the other young disciples were completely stunned. I could practically hear Su Qing whispering to himself. If I had that pill, my Mountain River Heart method could break through to the second layer. And inside my head, pure fire. This pill boosts cultivation technique experience. My Diamond Bright King method only needs 400 more points to hit level 2. If this pill gives decent experience. Enough. Liang Yu shut everyone down with a calm smile. I've taken 4 pills and still couldn't break through to the 5th layer of Mountain River Heart method. That proves I've hit my ceiling. Better to invest in the next generation. He walked right up to me and handed over a wooden box. This is the Essence Cultivation pill. Take it. Then he added, Hong Ying, arrange a quiet room for young brother Yang immediately. He needs to take this pill here. If he walks down the mountain carrying something this valuable, every vulture in the region will come circling. He's not me. He can't fight them all off. Hong Ying nodded and gestured for me to follow. I thanked Liang Yu about 15 times and hustled after her before anyone could change the old man's mind. Behind me, I could feel He Qiubai's bitter stare. And Yang Jiwen? The guy looked like he'd swallowed a lemon. Whole. After I left, apparently He Qiubai asked, why does the sect master value this boy so much? And Liang Yu laid it out. The pill only works on martial cultivation methods. The fact that I accepted it proves I have won. I'm also an Iron Guard constable who hit 9th rank at a young age, which means unlimited potential. And oh yeah, Mountain River Sect just got caught up in a rogue spy scandal. Even though Liang Yu's reputation kept the Iron Guard from pressing charges. What about later? Everyone had their light bulb moment. The pill was partly a peace offering. A gesture saying, we're on your side, Iron Guard, please don't come after us. But they also knew that was only part of it. The old man genuinely liked me. Otherwise, he would have just mailed the pill to the Iron Guard headquarters weeks ago. Sometimes being impressive just pays off. On the way to the quiet room, my brain was doing background processing. Someone mentioned Pharmacist Zhang was from Death Valley. And hey, that Chi guy on the Divine Domain ranking board is also from Death Valley with the Medical Apprentice class. So Death Valley is basically a pill-making faction. Good to know. Hong Ying brought me to the room. And now that we were standing close with nobody else around, I got a proper look. She was only about 34 or 35. But her stats? Strength, 40. Agility, 25. Spirit, 12. Mountain River Saber Art at Mastery. Mountain River Heart Method at Perfection level. Wait, what? Her raw attributes were actually lower than Sure X Science. But her technique levels were above his. In an actual fight, she'd probably dominate him because skill mastery trumps raw power. Meanwhile, He Qiubai and the other second-generation elders were all roughly Sure X Science level, which meant Hong Ying was quietly sitting there being the number 2 of the entire Mountain River sect, right behind Liang Yu himself. Note to self, do not mess with the pretty lady. Thank you, Senior Hong Ying, I said, being extra respectful. No need to be so formal. You're Su Qing's friend, which makes you my junior. Come visit the sect whenever you have time. She smiled and left. I went inside, locked the door from the inside, and sat down on the meditation cushion. Opened the wooden box. 1 pill. Glowing. Beautiful. Essence Cultivation Pill. 500 Cultivation Method Experience. Side effect. 3 days of paralysis after consumption. My heart nearly exploded. 500 points. My Diamond Bright King method only needs a bit over 400 to hit level 2. This pill doesn't just get me there. It gets me there with change to spare. I pulled up the level 2 details one more time. 10 free attribute points when activated. 30 strength and 30 agility, 200 bonus HP special effect. Unlock QI blood, 10 free points. 200 HP. And some mystery ability called Chi blood. Christmas came early. But then my math brain kicked in and reality hit hard. Sect Master Liang Yu's heart method was at layer 4. To reach layer 5, he'd need something like 1,000,000 experience points. 500 from this pill was literally a drop in the ocean for him. No wonder he said he'd given up. The man had been practicing for 50 or 60 years and still couldn't break through. An MY situation? With 30 spirit giving me 15 experience points per day, reaching layer 3 of my method would take about 2 years. Layer 4, 20 plus years. Layer 5, 200 years. Yeah, I definitely need to find a spirit boosting technique. If I can get to at least 100 spirit, maybe I can hit layer 5 before I'm ancient. But that's a problem for future me. Right now, pill time. I popped it in my mouth. Warm energy flooded through my body immediately. I activated the Diamond Bright King method and started converting the medicinal power into experience. 1 point, then another, slowly ticking up past the daily cap of 15. It was working, but then I realized I couldn't move. At all. Complete paralysis. If someone walked in right now and decided to stab me, I'd just have to sit there and take it. Thankfully, Little White crawled out of my clothes and parked himself by the door like a tiny, loyal guard dog. Good boy. Best snake. Employee of the month. 3 days. 3 nights. No water. No food. Didn't even feel hungry. The experience counter climbed and climbed until it finally cracked 1,000. Boom. A surge of energy slammed into my body like a tidal wave. Diamond Bright King method. Level 2 achieved 10 free attribute points, 200 HP acquired. Chi blood. I took a breath, forced myself to stay calm, and thought carefully about where to put those 10 free points. All into agility. Every single one. Agility jumped from 9 to 19. Doubled +1. I pulled up my full stat sheet. Level 22. Strength 11. Agility 19. Spirit 30. HP 510 base, 100 displayed. Chi blood 10. Total attribute points exactly 60. Yang Jiwen, Mountain River Sect's #1 third-generation disciple, the big boss among the young guys, had a total of 67. After years of training with presumably excellent talent, I've been in this world for, a couple months, and I'm almost caught up to him. The gap is practically nothing now. Plus, Mountain River Heart method is inferior to my Diamond Bright King method. So when I activate mine, my stat boosts are bigger than his. In a real all-out fight, my numbers might actually be higher. Then I noticed the chi blood thing. There was this warm current flowing through my body. How do I use it though? I stood up and threw some Mountain Crusher fist punches. The moment my fist flew out, I felt it. I could control the warm flow. My fist suddenly glowed with a faint blood-colored energy. This is real. I kept punching. About a minute later, all 10 chi blood points drained and the glow vanished. So basically, chi blood is this world's version of inner energy from video games. Like a mana bar from martial arts. And when I practice Diamond Bright King method, even after daily experience is capped, it still regenerates chi blood. Full recovery in about an hour. Not bad at all. Now let me do the real math. Full power mode. Diamond Bright King method. 30 agility phantom step. 24 agility thief catching saber. 6 agility base agility of 19 plus, all that equals 79. I almost choked on my own spit. This level up wasn't just an upgrade. It was a complete transformation. We're talking a whole different weight class here. After leaving the quiet room, I went to see Su Qing. The guy's whole vibe had changed. He knew I had a cultivation method now, and he could tell I was probably stronger than him. Overseer Yang, have you already reached ranked status? His expression was dead serious. I paused for a second, then nodded. Probably, yeah. The envy on his face was almost physical. Among all the third-generation disciples in Mountain River Sect, only Yang Jiwen has reached ranked status. My master says with my talent, I need at least 3 to 5 more years of grinding before I have a shot. You're barely older than me and you're already ahead. Just luck, Brother Su. He waved that off immediately. There's no luck in martial arts. Just hard work and talent. But honestly, I'm happy you're this strong. With you watching over the mine, Yang Jiwen can't touch it. Then he tried to get me to drop the Brother Su thing since I was a ranked warrior and it made him feel awkward. But I shut that down. He gave me my start, and that's worth a permanent brother title. Period. He stared at me for a long moment, then slowly nodded. Fine. Then I'll call you Junior Brother Yang. With the bromance officially upgraded, I got down to business. Brother Su, is Sect Master Liang a 7th rank expert? He laughed. That's not even a secret. Everyone in the martial world knows he's 7th rank, so my guess was right. Liang Yu is 7th rank. Sure, Xin would be 8th rank. And me? Technically I could count as 8th rank too, but most of my power comes from technique buffs, not deep cultivation. If I ran into a real 8th rank expert who'd been training for decades and had top-tier methods, I'd get smoked. Mountain River sect is already a third-tier sect, and the sect master is only 7th rank. I pushed further. What are second-tier and first-tier like? Su Qing got serious. Second-tier sects, like Bitter Awakening Temple, have 4th-rank grandmasters sitting at the top. 4th rank? The jump from 3rd tier to 2nd tier, is that massive? Huge gap, right? He smiled at my expression. That's why sect rankings are basically uncrossable walls. Mountain River sect has existed for over 180 years and never produced anyone above 7th rank. Because our Mountain River Heart method is a 3rd-tier technique. It caps out there. Bitter Awakening Temple has a 2nd-tier method, the Bitter Awakening Heart Sutra. Over generations, they've produced 6th rank, 5th rank, even 4th rank grandmasters. And 1st tier? I was almost afraid to ask. 1st tier sects have 1st rank land immortals. I blinked. Land immortals? Yep. Regular people can never even see one. Even our Zhao Kingdom's emperor can barely get an audience with the land immortals from the 4 great 1st-tier sections. Their abilities are beyond comprehension. A 4th-rank grandmaster can already tank the strongest siege crossbow in Zhao with just their chi blood, a weapon that can one-shot 5th-rank experts like it's nothing. And that's just 4th rank, he sighed. Our Mountain River Heart method, even maxed out at layer 5, can't produce anyone above 6th rank, let alone 4th. The higher you go, even 1 rank difference is an enormous gap. My brain was spinning. So 3rd-tier methods cap at 7th rank. 2nd tier caps at 4th. 1st tier goes all the way to 1st rank. But then something clicked and my stomach dropped. My Diamond Bright King method only has 4 layers. The Mountain River Heart method has 5. Even if I max mine out, the stat boosts don't match what Su Qing was describing for those higher ranks. There's no way 4 layers gets me to land immortal status. Is my technique incomplete? Or is something else going on? Shocked, huh? I was the same when I first joined, Su Qing said with a nostalgic sigh. Back then I figured reaching 8th rank would be my life ceiling. Now I think even 9th rank is a struggle. I probably won't hit 8th until I'm past 40. He wasn't being humble. With his low spirit stat, the daily cultivation gains had a hard cap. The math doesn't lie. 8th rank at 40-something was a realistic estimate. What are 3rd rank and 2nd rank called? I asked, pushing through my worries. 3rd rank is Grandmaster. 2nd rank is called a human immortal, super rare. Even the 4 great 1st-tier sects only have a handful. And 1st rank is land immortal. You know, immortal, flying through the sky, tunneling through earth. Can they actually fly? Su Qing gave me a weird look. How would I know? I've never seen one. Fair point. Oh, but your Iron Guard commander? Rumor has it he might be a grandmaster. He smiled. Anyway, stop worrying about immortals and gods. None of us will ever see one. If you ever make it to the capital and meet your commander, tell me what a grandmaster looks like in person. Deal. I said goodbye and headed back toward the red gold mine. Su Qing walked me all the way down the mountain like a true bro. After he left, some tall, muscular young guy approached me. You're Yongling? He kept his distance, voice probing, eyes scanning me up and down. I checked his stats instantly. Wu Shaoqian level, 17. Saber Guard class. Strength, 15. Agility, 13. Spirit, 10. HP, 150. Weight, spirit at 10? That starting attribute spread seemed unusually high. Then it hit me. The Divine Domain level ranking is misleading. This guy's level wasn't far from mine, but his actual attributes were way below. The difference is cultivation methods. My Diamond Bright King method gave me 15 free attribute points in just the first 2 layers. If players like Lin Yan had 1st-tier methods, their stats would be similar to mine. This Wu Shaoqian was leagues below. Level and power are not the same thing. Good to remember. I'm Yongling. And you are? Then he asked the one question I did not see coming. Are you a Divine Domain player? I put on my best confused face. What now? Yongling, you're a 9th rank Iron Guard constable, and currently 5th on the Divine Domain level rankings, Wu Shaoqian said with a wry smile. I know you're a player. Well, so much for the poker face. All right, fine. But you understand why I keep it quiet. This world is dangerous, and I'd rather not have a target on my back. Once I admitted it, the guy warmed up immediately. We found a shady spot and started swapping stories about our Divine Domain experiences. His story was honestly kind of infuriating. Dude fell into this world and almost immediately found himself a rich foster father in Green Mountain City. This rich guy had business connections with Mountain River sect, dropped some cash, and boom, Wu Shaoqian was in. No suffering, no starving, no mining rocks for 10 copper coins a day. Old Wu, your luck is disgusting. Zero hardship, zero wrong turns. I meant it too. If I hadn't gotten insanely lucky finding the Diamond Bright King method in that fire crystal mine, I probably wouldn't even be a martial artist right now. How much did it cost to get into the sect? I asked. About 3,000 silver taels? 3,000? That's not pocket change, man. I was sitting on just over 1,000 taels and feeling pretty wealthy. This guy dropped 3 times that on tuition. 3,000 is a lot. He looked genuinely confused. Oh, this sweet summer child had no idea about the economy here. Let me break this down for you, I said. 1 copper coin buys a big steamed bun, the kind with actual meat in it. 1,000 copper coins equals 1 silver tael. How much is a steamed bun in the real world? 2 yuan, he answered automatically. Then his eyes went wide. 1 silver tael equals 2,000 yuan in purchasing power, at least for food. Yeah. His breathing got heavy. Oh no, if I'd kept that money, 3,000 taels would be 6 million yuan in real-world cash. When we get back to reality, this game is going to be huge, and I could've, Old Wu. Stop. I had to cut him off before he hyperventilated. That plan has a tiny problem. As a professional gold farmer, trust me, I had the exact same calculations running in my head when I first got here. But this game is nothing like anything I've ever played. First of all, we're probably not going back. Not going back? That's impossible. It's just a game. We just haven't found the log out button yet. His smile was getting desperate. I stared at him for a moment. You've already figured it out. You just don't want to believe it. His smile vanished. That we really can't go back? High probability. Think about it. We entered this game with our physical bodies. Your full body scan includes every birthmark and old scar. Holographic technology can't do that. Which means if we die here, we're probably actually dead. In that situation, silver is worth more than cash. I let that sink in, then added, your foster dad spending 3,000 taels on you? Best investment ever. Do you know how many players can't even learn a basic martial technique, let alone a third-tier cultivation method like Mountain River Heart method? Mountain River Heart method is only third tier. He looked like someone told him his sports car was actually a minivan. 6 million yuan for a third-tier technique, he muttered. I shook my head and laid out everything I knew. The player population, the odds, the rankings. Out of roughly 1 million players, maybe a few hundred learned any martial technique at all. The ones with actual cultivation methods? Probably a few dozen. Below third tier, there were tons of garbage techniques that would cap you at 9th rank forever. Meanwhile, his sect master had reached 7th rank with the Mountain River Heart method. It took him half an hour to process all this. Then his eyes lit up. Wait, so I actually lucked into one of the best possible starting positions. Why do you think you're in the top 10 on the level rankings? He started nodding frantically. I get it now. The heart method is valuable. Then he got curious about ranks. What's a 7th rank expert actually like? I can already feel my strength is way beyond normal. When I activate my cultivation, it's like being a superhero. So 7th rank must be also a superhero, just way more super than you. He asked how I leveled up so fast. I told him the truth, mining, pure mining. I was grinding levels at the mine while he was off learning saber techniques. Mining can level you up that fast? Not at first. In the beginning, I'd dig up 1 or 2 pieces of fire crystal or per day. That was worth about 10 copper coins. 10 copper? Per day. Now he understood what 3,000 taels really meant. Then came the moment I'd been waiting for. Yongling, there's not a single other player in Mountain River sect. I've got nobody to talk to. Can I come mine at your place? My Mountain River saber art needs 10,000 proficiency points for the next breakthrough anyway, so I might as well grind some levels in the meantime. Music to my ears. Sure. I'm heading back to the red gold mine right now. Come with me. I'll make you an overseer. Good pay too. I said it casually, like I wasn't absolutely thrilled. But inside, oh, I'd been steering this entire conversation toward exactly this moment. A real martial artist working at MY Mine. That's not just a helper. That's a game changer. Me and Wu Shaoqian got back to the red gold mine just in time to see old Zhao arriving with a fresh batch of refugees. About 300 to 400 people. I did a quick scan and, oh hello, roughly half of them were players. Most looked lost and confused. Some were in rags with pale faces, clearly hadn't eaten in a while. Classic new player experience. Old Zhao. The man spotted me and practically sprinted over. Lord Yang. Since when are we doing the Lord thing? He got all serious on me. You're a 9th rank Iron Guard constable. We're all unranked. Of course we call you Lord. Besides, Head Constable Lin keeps telling everyone that once he gets promoted, you're taking over as Head Constable of Green Mountain City. You might even make 8th rank someday. That's big time. Every overseer within earshot went a little pale at that. The refugees, players included, were staring at me with pure awe. Old Zhao's constable buddies crowded around saying nice things, trying to get on my good side. To be fair, I did kill Wu Man from Giant Spirit Gate, then slaughtered another dozen-plus rogue spies. For regular constables, that kind of track record might as well be legendary. Wu Xiaoqian was taking it all in with wide eyes, not saying a word. First time off the mountain, everything was new to him. I scanned every single refugee stat panel at lightning speed, identifying every player in the crowd. To them, all they felt was my gaze cutting through them like a blade. Nobody could hold eye contact. I slipped old Zhao 5 silver taels for the trouble. He nearly choked. 5 taels, he tried to refuse about 6 times before I basically shoved the money into his hands. His constable boys were practically vibrating. Split among them, that was 300 to 500 copper each. Serious money for these guys. After they left, I turned to the 11 overseers standing in front of me. Time to clean house. While I was at Mountain River Sect, the sect master chewed Yangju went out so hard, he couldn't lift his head. The sect master also knows people have been sabotaging production. So he's given Su Qing full authority over overseer appointments at this mine. And Su Qing gave that authority to me. 11 faces went white simultaneously. Beautiful. Fang Qingyang's case set the precedent. You all know there's no point sticking around. Pack your things, go wherever you want. You're all fired. Not a single one dared argue. They just bowed with trembling hands and went to pack. Wu Xiaoqian was stunned. You fired all of them? Who's gonna run things? You are, for starters, I grinned. Plus I've got plenty of capable people. 12 overseers was always overkill anyway, right on cue. Chen Su, Chen Guoqing, and Li Ti and I showed up. I announced the new management team, Wu Xiaoqian, Chen Su, Chen Guoqing, Li Ti and I, and Wang Haodou. Monthly salary, 8 silver taels each. Wu Xiaoqian's jaw dropped. 8 taels, times 2,000 yuan per tael. That's a 16,000 yuan monthly salary. I didn't even make that much in the real world. Chen Guoqing and the others were fired up too. Nobody expected a trip to Mountain River Sect would result in promotions. I had Chen Guoqing's team settle the new player refugees into the mining village, then called all the veteran players together at my courtyard. Over 100 players gathered, chatting and laughing. These guys had been grinding levels for a while now, and you could see the difference. Better posture, better attitude, actual hope in their eyes. Gao Chen's 3-man squad had already revealed their player status and the fact that Gao Chen was a martial artist. So they had some clout among the player crowd. All 3 were eyeing Wu Xiaoqian curiously. That guy came back from Mountain River Sect with Yangling. Probably a big shot. I cleared my throat and made the introduction. Everyone, this is Wu Xiaoqian. Ranked 9th on the Divine Domain level rankings. Official disciple of Mountain River Sect. That's him. The players who'd just been casually joking around with Wu Xiaoqian looked like they'd been hit by lightning. The guy had zero attitude. Nobody would have guessed he was a top 10 ranker. Wu Xiaoqian got a little embarrassed with everyone staring at him like he was a celebrity. I just got lucky, that's all. I'll be mining alongside you guys from now on. Please take care of me. With Brother Wu mining with us, we're even safer now. Everyone was pumped. The team was growing, and these original members knew they were the founding crew. Early birds get the worms. After the meeting, I sent everyone off to regroup at Mine Shaft 1 in 3 hours. Then I locked myself in my room for some private stat checking. I pulled up Diamond Bright King Method's full breakdown. Layer 1. 5 free points. 15 strength/agility when activated, 100 HP. Layer 2. 10 free points. 30 strength/agility, 200 HP, unlocks Chi Blood. Layer 3, 20 free points, 60 strength/agility, 500 HP, 100 Chi Blood, plus a special skill, Diamond Indestructible Body. Defense multiplied by 10, lasting as long as Chi Blood holds out. Excuse me? 10 times defense. By layer 3, my HP would break 1,000. Stack 10 times defense on top of that, and I'd basically be a walking tank. That's not improvement, that's evolution. Every single layer of this technique is a complete transformation. That's the terrifying power of a first-tier cultivation method. And honestly, even if Diamond Bright King method turns out to be an incomplete first-tier technique, I'm not even mad. Lin Yan and the other first-tier sect disciples might not even have access to something this powerful. Not every student gets the good stuff. Feeling pretty satisfied with life, I sat down and practiced until I hit my daily 15 experience points. Then I grabbed my red gold pickaxe and headed for the mine. Back to the grind. Empire doesn't build itself. Down in mine shaft 1, Wu Shaoqian was going hard with a steel pickaxe. His high strength plus saber training made him a natural. Not quite as fast as me, but fast enough to make every player watching go slack-jawed. We had almost 2,000 miners flooding the tunnels now. Even without counting my personal output, I could guarantee monthly production would stay above 3,500 gene. The operation was humming. Then Chun Guiqing showed up mid-shift looking troubled. Yangji, some of the new players in this batch. They're my co-workers. I put down my pickaxe immediately. What's going on outside? He gave a bitter laugh. It's chaos. Latest estimates say at least 2 million players have entered Divine Domain now. 2 million people vanished from the real world. Our country has about 3 billion people, so the percentage is small, but 2 million missing humans is more than enough to cause widespread panic. My colleagues want to meet you. They're from a higher-level department. I nodded and headed back to my courtyard, leaving Wu Shaoqian in charge of the mine. A few minutes later, Chun Guiqing brought them in. Their clothes were decent, but their faces had that hungry look. Clearly hadn't been eating well since arriving. Chun Guiqing made introductions. The leader was Luo Yu, senior inspector from the Emergency Response Department. The rest were his subordinates. Mr. Yang, a pleasure. Luo Yu extended his hand, very polite. We shook. I got straight to the point. Inspector Luo, is there any way to leave Divine Domain? None whatsoever. His expression was grim. The government is trying to shut this game down, but it's impossibly strange. The official website literally cannot be closed. People keep ignoring warnings and entering the game. The missing population just keeps growing. Has anyone made it back out? Not a single person. So dying here means dying for real. My gut feeling was right all along. Well, Inspector Luo, we're here now. Might as well make the best of it. That's when one of his team, a woman, spoke up in a serious tone. This red gold mine is an excellent base of operations for sheltering incoming players. We'd like you to transfer management authority to us. You'd stay as the public face, of course, since the NPCs only recognize you. But the actual decisions would be ours. Chun Guiqing looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. Even he thought this was too much. Luo, you stayed quiet, just watching my reaction. I took my time. The red gold mine belongs to Mountain River Sect. I manage it because I earned that position. Do you know what it takes to manage a mine in this world? Organizational skills? The woman said without thinking. Wrong. I smiled and walked them through everything that had happened. The sabotage, the assassinations, the rogue spies, the giant spirit gate attacks. All of it. Without enough personal strength, I can't even hold this position. I can't protect the miners. This isn't the real world where you flash a badge and people listen. Here, it's fists first, credentials second. You need to be strong enough to fight. Then you get to be in charge. You're not even martial artists yet. Your stats are terrible. How exactly would you manage this mine? I kept my tone friendly but firm. For now, follow Chun Guiqing. Mine ore. Earn money. Feed yourselves. Level up. We can talk about other things later. Mr. Yang, you should be cooperating with our department, the woman pressed, frowning. I am cooperating. I specifically arranged for Green Mountain City to send all refugees here, so I could take in more players. I'm already doing what you want to do. The result is the same. Does it really matter whose name is on the door? Of course it matters, you. I cut her off by getting serious. Let me ask you something. If nobody ever goes back, and eventually all of humanity enters Divine Domain, what happens then? The room went dead silent. I could practically see the gears turning in their heads as a chill ran through them. Complete power reset. Every nation, every government, every hierarchy from the outside world, all of it starts from zero in here. Whether those nations even exist anymore becomes a question mark. Learn the rules of this world. Start thinking of yourselves as part of divine domain. That's how you survive. I paused to let that sink in. I'm a nice guy? You're lucky you ran into me. If you'd pulled this hand over your operation move on some other player with a bad temper, they could kill you and the Zhao Kingdom government wouldn't lift a finger. No, why? Why? The woman asked reflexively. Because you don't even have identities here. Right now, you're just refugees. Nobodies. I can get you official identity papers for 5 silver taels each, and that money goes to Green Mountain City, not me. So work hard. Mine, or earn your silver, get yourselves registered. Then learn martial arts. Get strong. Then come back and we'll talk about the bigger picture. Silence. Chen Guiqing sighed. Inspector Luo, this is how things are. We need to adapt and accept it. We can't apply outside world thinking here. Luo, you slowly nodded. I understand. Our request was presumptuous. I can see the mine is well run. Anyone who works gets fed. That's more than most places. All I ask is that when you encounter players who need help, you look after them when you can. You have my word, Inspector. Nobody raised their voice. Nobody lost their temper. Very civilized all around. After they left, Chen Guiqing lingered behind, looking embarrassed. Yangji, I'm really sorry. I didn't know they were going to ask for control of the mine. Don't worry about it. They'll adjust to reality soon enough and come at things with a fresh perspective. I clapped him on the shoulder. Now let's go. Back to the mine. Leveling up is what actually matters. Because no amount of real-world titles helps you when you can't even swing a pickaxe. Next few days, pure grind mode. All my martial techniques were stuck at the mastery level, needing 10,000 proficiency points each to break through. That wasn't happening anytime soon. So the best bang for my buck was leveling up through mining. Frenzied 10-hit combo. Frenzied 10-hit combo. I was hammering red gold, or like it owed me money. 14 to 15 gene per day, earning about 30 taels of silver daily. Almost 1,000 taels per month just from MY personal output. I ran some quick math in my head. If I could buy spirit essence pills at 500 taels each, that's 1,000 proficiency points per pill, versus spending 20 hours a day manually training techniques for 60 measly proficiency points. Yeah, mining and buying pills was the smarter play. Plus mining came with free level-up experience on the side. Decision made. Climb back to number 1 on the rankings. Ding. Congratulations, you have leveled up. 1 free attribute point. Dumped it straight into agility. Checked the leaderboard. Lin Sai was at 25. Jiang Tianai at 25. I was at 23. Only 2 levels behind the leaders. Totally closable gap. Back to mining. But then Chin Su came running. Yangji, you told me to scout mine shaft 2 for bugs. We found something. He held up a dead spider crushed by a rock. Black body, covered in bristly fur that looked like iron needles. Sharp as actual spikes. Iron spike spiders. The fur is venomous, paralyzes you on contact. My expression darkened immediately. These things looked like baby versions of that nightmare creature. The Overlord Ghost Spider lurking in the underground river beneath Shaft 36. If the underground rivers were all connected. Take me there. Now, I told Chin Su and the others to wait at the entrance and went in alone with a torch, sending Little White ahead to scout. Found the spot where they'd killed the first one. Looked around carefully. Then I lifted the torch upward. The ceiling was covered in fist-sized iron spike spiders. Hundreds. Maybe thousands. Just hanging there. Waiting. No hesitation. I drew my 9th rank official blade and activated Diamond Bright King method. Strength and agility surged by 30 points each. Stacked Phantom Step and Thief Catching Saber on top of that. Total agility, 80. I became a hurricane of steel. The spiders came down like a black avalanche. I cut through them one by one. Blade moving so fast, even I was impressed. Every kill sent a cool trickle of experience flowing into me. Way more experience than mining, actually. I slaughtered 2,000 to 3,000 of them without breaking a sweat. Felt like a machine. A very happy, leveling up machine. Then I noticed my blade was chipped all over. The 9th rank official saber was basically falling apart after one session. I really need to visit the prefecture and get a proper weapon. Fighting with equipment that can't keep up with my strength is a serious handicap. Having one weapon destroyed per battle is not sustainable. I sheathed the damaged blade, pulled out my red gold pickaxe, and kept going deeper. I needed to confirm whether this shaft also had a connected underground river. Hours later, with Little White's help, I found it. a hidden opening barely the size of a watermelon. Below it, a raging underground river. And floating on the water, more iron spike spiders, jumping up through the hole whenever they reached it. I parked myself right there with my pickaxe and played Whack-A-Spider for the next few hours. Pop up, get smashed. Pop up, get smashed. Like the world's most violent arcade game. I kept one eye on the river the whole time. If that Overlord ghost spider showed up, I was out. But it never appeared. Good. After clearing that wave, my experience bar had climbed significantly. I sealed the hole shut and marked it on my mental map. But this confirmed what I feared. That boss spider was sitting underneath my entire operation. All the shafts were probably connected through the river system. I have to kill that thing. It was way too high level for a straight fight. But maybe there were other options. Su Qing mentioned those siege crossbows that could one-shot 5th rank experts. Obviously impossible to get. But what about fire? Lure it up and burn it with fire oil. As a 9th rank Iron Guard constable, getting my hands on fire oil shouldn't be too hard. I decided to visit Green Mountain City soon and ask Lin Yan about it. But no rush. First, more grinding. Over the next 2 days, things at the mine were running smooth. Out of our 10,000 plus miners, about 3,000 were now regularly going underground. The rest were still scared, and I wasn't going to force them. Production was more than enough anyway. Finally, hit level 24. Another point into agility. Current stats, level 24. Strength 11. Agility 20. Spirit 30. HP 510. The gap with the leaderboard leaders was down to 1 level now. And unlike them, I had a side hustle of spider genocide boosting my experience. Next stop, Green Mountain City. Fire oil shopping. Boss hunting preparations. Green Mountain City. Iron Guard headquarters. Little Yang. What brings you here? Lin Yan spotted me and practically dragged me over, barely containing himself. You won't believe this. After we sent those rogue spy heads up the chain, the Chang'e Prefecture Iron Guard office said I made a major contribution. They're promoting me to Chief of Patrol Division 3 at the prefecture. Boss, is that a big deal? Like, 3 ranks up? Big deal? The Prefecture Patrol Division chiefs are all 8th rank Iron Guard constables as standard. I'm only temporary for now, but they're clearly grooming me for the 8th rank promotion. Once that goes through, I'll be the real deal. It's not quite 7th rank, but it's my dream job. The man was glowing. Then he broke down the Iron Guard structure for me. Every prefecture office has 3 divisions. Criminal investigation, catches thieves, that's who we reported to in Green Mountain City. Public security, handles riots and large bandit groups. Basically the SWAT team that only trains and never shows up, and Patrol Division. And Patrol Division, I asked. Lin Yan grinned. We investigate our own people. If any constable or colleague does something shady, we handle it. Plus, we can send reports directly to the capital about anything, good or bad. Internal affairs. That's serious power. So Patrol Division actually outranks the other 2, I said. For our purposes? Absolutely, he winked. Don't worry, once I'm settled in, I'll put in good words for you upstairs. If you ever transfer to the prefecture, the 2 of us working together, we'd be unstoppable. Yeah? No thanks. At least not yet. At the mine, I could level up and train martial arts with 0 interruption. The prefecture would just slow me down. So what brings you here, he asked. Time for the real reason. I told him I needed fire oil to clear out mine bugs from the tunnels. Obviously, I wasn't going to mention the actual Overlord ghost spider. That would raise way too many questions. Lin Yan's face got serious. Fire oil? Every city keeps a stockpile, and it's managed by the Iron Guard. But it's heavily regulated. The Patrol Division sends inspectors to check quantities regularly. If any goes missing beyond normal wear, heads roll. Ah, forget it then. I don't want to cause you trouble. Did I say I wouldn't help? He suddenly smiled. We've got about 100 gene in storage. Take all of it. Boss, aren't you worried about? Green Mountain City falls under Patrol Division 3's jurisdiction. I'm the Chief of Division 3. I'll just write myself a note with some excuse, and the books balance out. What's there to worry about? This man. I love this man. Thank you, boss. Half a day later, I was back at the Red Gold Mine with over 100 gene of fire oil. Operation Kill the Boss was officially in motion. I called in my 5 overseers, Wu Xiaochen, Chen Su, Chen Guoqing, Li Tianai, and Wang Haodou. I've got something to discuss. If we pull it off, the experience gains could be massive. 5 pairs of eyes instantly lit up like Christmas trees. Yang Ji, what's the job? Something big. Wu Xiaochen was practically bouncing. I laid it all out. The underground river, the overlord ghost spider, the connected tunnel system, everything. The plan is simple. Lure the spider up from the river, trap it in a section of tunnel, seal both ends, and burn it with the fire oil. All 5 went pale. Nobody had any idea there was a monster living underneath the mine this whole time. Suddenly the lockdown on Shaft 36 made perfect sense. Yang Ji, how strong is this thing? Wu Xiaochen asked. If even you don't dare fight it head on, the pressure it gives off is intense. I don't think I can take it in a straight fight. I couldn't exactly say. I literally can't read its stat panel, so it's way above my level. That would reveal too much about my abilities. Dude, that's a boss. Wu Xiaochen's fear immediately flipped to excitement. If we kill it, the experience could be worth 7 or 8 days of mining. Chen Su and the others started breathing heavier. They were all close to level 10, the class change threshold. One boss kill might push them over the edge. We spent a while planning the details, then headed down into the mines to set everything up. Fire oil placement, escape routes, ignition timing, the works. Then came the part nobody else could do, the bait. That was me. Yang Ji, this is dangerous, Chen Guoqing said, being his usual cautious self. If I don't kill this thing, I won't be able to sleep at night. I shrugged and grinned. He stopped arguing after that. While I dove into the underground river, he double-checked every preparation one more time. The critical thing was timing the fire oil ignition perfectly. I swam through the dark water, scanning the environment as I went. Before long, I reached the spot where I'd seen the overlord ghost spider last time. I looked up into the stone cavern above. It was packed with insect cocoons again. Wall to wall, thousands of them. This thing breeds like crazy. No hesitation, I activated Phantom Step and stomped every single cocoon at maximum speed. Experience was reining in. Then suddenly, something fell off. My body moved on pure instinct, sliding sideways like a gust of wind. A strand of white spider silk slammed into the exact spot where I'd been standing. It punched straight through the solid rock floor like a bullet through paper. If that had hit me, I honestly didn't know if my iron guard armor could have taken it. No time to think. I spun around and launched myself into the underground river, swimming toward the prepared tunnel like a fish with a rocket strapped to its back. Behind me, something massive plunged into the water. Heavy, fast, chasing. I activated everything I had. My mind went into that crystal-clear overdrive state, totally pumped with adrenaline, but impossibly calm at the same time. Every next step of the plan was perfectly lined up in my head. I'd been noticing this more and more. The higher my spirit stat climbed, the more it changed how I thought. Superhuman composure under pressure was just one of the perks. And right now, with a building-sized spider on my tail, I really appreciated that perk. I could feel the water behind me going absolutely berserk. The pressure from that thing was like having a truck tailgate you at 100 miles an hour. I pushed my cultivation to maximum and shot out of the water, sprinting through the tunnel like my life depended on it. Because it did. Glance back once. Just once. A spider the size of a calf. And with 8 legs spread out, it looked even bigger. Pure nightmare fuel. I pulled up its stat panel. Overlord Ghost Spider level. Strength, agility, spirit, special skills. All question marks. Again, fantastic. Love fighting things I can't even measure. I let out a sharp whistle, the signal. First checkpoint. Wu Xiaochen, Chen Su, and Li Tianai. Their job was to seal the tunnel behind the spider immediately after it passed. I blew through their position like a tornado. Then they saw the spider. HSSSS, HSSSS, HSSSS. All 3 sucked in air so hard they probably created a vacuum. Li Tianai looked like he'd seen a demon. Which, honestly, he basically had. Stay calm, Wu Xiaochen snapped. The spider charged past. They dove in and yanked the support nets, bringing down an avalanche of loose rock they'd prepared. Then they filled in the gaps by hand until the passage was completely blocked. First seal, done. Spider trapped in the kill zone with me. Now I just needed to reach the second exit where Chen Guoqing and Wang Haodong were waiting with the bow and fire arrows. Sprint through, they seal the exit, light it up, roast the spider. Simple plan. Then the spider did something very not simple. Instead of shooting its silk at me, it aimed at the exit. Steel-hard silk strands slammed into the rock walls around the opening. The walls we deliberately loosened for quick sealing. The whole exit collapsed, sealed shut, with me still inside. I haven't gotten out yet. You eight-legged jerk. The fire oil plan was officially dead. Unless I wanted to become a barbecue myself. Outside, Chun Guqing and Wang Haodong were staring at the collapsed wall in horror. What do we do? Wang Haodong was white as a ghost. Don't panic, Chun Guqing said, sounding way calmer than he probably felt. Yang Ji is resourceful. He can handle surprises. Sure. Surprises. Like being locked in a tunnel with a boss monster. A silk strand punched into the ground right where I'd been standing. I dodged on pure instinct. And then it hit me. This spider wasn't running from me. It had deliberately sealed us in together. I thought I was hunting IT, but this thing had been planning to trap me the whole time. It kept attacking. Silk after silk. Each one like a steel cable that could punch through solid rock. I was burning through phantom step dodges at maximum speed, relying on 80 agility and heightened perception to stay alive. But the math was not in my favor. Diamond Bright King method has a time limit. When it runs out, my agility drops to 50. At 50, I can't dodge these attacks anymore. The spider got tired of shooting silk and charged. 8 legs pumping, barreling at me like an angry tank. It wasn't quite as fast as me, but it wasn't slow either. I managed to dance around it and slashed with my official blade. Clang. Sparks flew. The blade snapped in half. Oh, come on. I threw away the useless handle, pulled out my red gold pickaxe, and unloaded everything. Frenzied 10-hit combo. Clang, clang, clang. More sparks. 0 damage. Its armor is too hard. I can't break through with these weapons. I dodged away again, brain running at maximum processing speed. If I didn't figure something out soon, I was spider food. Everything I'd built, the mine, the team, the progress, all of it would mean nothing. I did not claw my way up in this world just to get eaten by a bug. Then the spider activated some kind of skill. Its speed exploded, suddenly faster than me. All I could do was cross my arms and brace. Wham! I got launched like a cannonball and cratered into the stone wall. Pain screamed through both arms. My organs felt like they'd been put in a blender. My back, my ribs, everything hurt. I checked my HP, started at 510, now sitting at barely 200. One hit took more than half my health. The spider was charging again with that speed boost skill active. This was it, do or die. Then I noticed something. Its belly. While the rest of it was armored like a medieval fortress, the underside was soft and squishy. The spider leaped into the air, all 8 legs pointed down like steel javelins, aiming to skewer me into the ground. But when it jumped, its belly was exposed. This was my chance. I pushed every last drop out of Diamond Bright King method and made the tiniest possible dodge. I slipped between the 8 descending legs, didn't avoid the spider itself, but avoided every single killing strike. All 8 legs plunged deep into the stone wall. Stuck. And there I was, face to face with the spider's soft underbelly. Half a meter away. All or nothing. Right now, I went ice cold. Complete calm. Raised my red gold pickaxe, blood-red chi flooding over it like a glove. Frenzied 10-hit combo. Frenzied 10-hit combo. Frenzied 10-hit combo. My strength was at 51 with all buffs, 11 base, plus 30 from Diamond Bright King method, plus 10 from the pickaxe. Squelch, squelch, squelch. The pickaxe tore through the soft belly like a shovel through wet mud. I was carving a hole into this thing. Rancid, stinking goop sprayed everywhere. All over my face, my armor, my everything. Did I care? Absolutely not. I was a machine. A disgusting, goo-covered, pickaxe-swinging machine. The spider finally realized it was in trouble and tried to rip its legs free. But it had driven them in too deep. Too much power, too much penetration. It was stuck, and I wasn't stopping. In the darkness of that cave, the only sound was me going squelch, squelch, squelch with my pickaxe into spider guts. I lost track of time. My arms felt like they were about to fall off. Diamond Bright King method had run out ages ago. Every muscle was screaming at me to stop. But here's the problem. Mining red gold or gives experience, which keeps my stamina going. Mining a spider's insides? 0 experience until the thing actually dies. I was burning through energy with nothing coming back. Didn't matter. I kept swinging. Then a spider leg gently settled onto my shoulder. I braced for agony. But instead, no pain. Just a tsunami of cool energy flooding into my body. Ding. Congratulations, you have leveled up. 1 free attribute point. Ding. Congratulations, you have leveled up. 1 free attribute point. Ding. Congratulations, you have leveled up. 1 free attribute point. 3 levels. In an instant, the exhaustion vanished like it was never there. I pulled myself out of the spider's hollowed-out belly, covered head to toe in unspeakable gunk, and walked a safe distance away before turning around. And now I could finally read its stats. Overlord Ghost Spider level. 101 Strength. 129 Agility. 67 Spirit. 13 Special Skill. Frenzied Charge 101. Strength at 129. No wonder its panel was all question marks. You can only see stats for things within a certain level range of you. And this thing was almost 4 times my level. It must have been living down here for years, slowly growing into this absolute unit. I suddenly felt very, very grateful to be alive. Luck carried me through at least 70% of that fight. Note to self, do not casually pick fights with boss monsters anymore. But still, 3 levels and 1 kill? Not bad at all. I dumped all 3 attribute points into agility, pushing it to 23, and checked the leaderboard. Number 1. Yang Ling, level 27. Lin Tsai and Jiang Tianai were at 26, 1 level behind me. I was back on top, and I intended to stay there. Level 30 was close, and that probably meant another treasure chest. The silver chest at level 20 gave me Phantom Step, a first-tier movement technique. A gold chest at 30? The possibilities made my brain tingle. Then the spider's corpse did something unexpected. It dissolved into silver light and vanished completely. Every trace of it, the body, the goo, even the disgusting stuff splattered all over me, just gone. Clean as a whistle. In its place sat a silver treasure chest. It dropped loot. I rushed over and popped it open. Inside was a single yellow paper talisman covered in weird symbols that looked like drunk calligraphy. Hey, talisman. My heart sank. No first-tier weapon? No essence cultivation pill? Not even a decent pickaxe? A piece of paper? I picked it up and read the description. Invisibility talisman. Activated by Chi blood. Duration, 5 minutes. Invisibility? My disappointment evaporated in about half a second. 5 minutes of being completely invisible? If I'd had this during the spider fight, it would have been a guaranteed win instead of a near-death experience. Sure, it's a one-time use, not a permanent skill like a technique. But used at the right moment, this thing could save my life in situations where nothing else could. In some ways, that's more valuable than a permanent technique. I tucked it away like it was made of diamonds, then cleared both collapsed tunnels to reunite with the team. Wu Xiaoqin walked in, looked around the empty cavern, looked at the untouched fire oil barrels still hanging from the ceiling, and his brain short-circuited. Yangji, what? The fire oil wasn't even used? Where's the spider? Chen Guoqing explained the situation, how the exit collapsed before I got out, making the fire plan impossible. Everyone sucked in a sharp breath at that. I just smiled. Yeah, it got a little exciting in here. But the spider's dead. Did you all get experience? Yes. They nodded in unison, but their eyes were saying something very different. Something like, you solo killed that nightmare creature with a pickaxe? I think when players kill a boss in Divine Domain, the body disappears automatically, I said, getting serious. Which usually means one thing. It'll eventually respawn. Everyone went pale again. But that's actually good news, I grinned. If we killed it once, we can kill it again. And the experience is enormous. I went up 3 levels from being the main attacker. I'm number 1 on the leaderboard again. The fear in their eyes instantly flipped to greed. Oh right, respawning boss equals repeatable experience farm. Congrats on reclaiming first place, Yangji. Wu Xiaoqin cupped his fists. I jumped to 8th. Honestly, without the mining grind plus this boss experience split, I'd probably be falling out of the top 10. Then Chen Su and the others spoke up. They'd all hit level 10, which meant they needed a class change to keep leveling. Don't look at me, Wu Xiaoqin laughed, holding up his hands. Mountain River Sect doesn't take commoners. My foster dad paid 3,000 taels for my spot. He jerked his thumb at me. Talk to Yangji. Your best bet is becoming constables, and he's about to be head constable of Green Mountain City. Every pair of eyes swiveled to me, blazing with hope. Shouldn't be hard, I said casually. Once I officially become head constable, 1 word from me and you're all in. You'll get the thief-catching saber technique, official martial artist status, and full access to your attribute panels. Thank you, Yang Ji. The joy on their faces was nuclear. They'd been grinding for weeks, waiting for exactly this moment. And me? I now had a growing army of loyal players who owed their careers to me. A repeatable boss farm underneath my mind, an invisibility talisman in my pocket, and the #1 spot on the leaderboard. Not a bad day's work for a guy who almost got eaten by a spider. After stashing the fire oil, I spent the next few days grinding levels as usual. Then old Zhao showed up at the mine, looking like he'd won the lottery. Lin Yan got his promotion. He wants you back in Green Mountain City to take over as head constable. Music to my ears. I left Wu Shaoqin in charge of the mine and headed to the city with Qin Su and the crew. At the Iron Guard headquarters, Lin Yan was pacing around like an excited puppy. Boss, congratulations on the promotion. I walked in with a big grin and cupped fists. Every constable in the yard turned to look at me with a mix of respect and awe. They all knew who was really responsible for Lin Yan's rise. Nobody was calling me a freeloader anymore. Qin Su, Chen Guqing, Li Tianai, and Wang Haodong were seeing a divine domain government office for the first time. 3 of them looked nervous, but then they remembered they were rolling with me, and the confidence came back. Little Yang, Lin Yan grabbed my arm and sat me down. Old Zhao brought tea like a pro. My appointment came through. I leave for the prefecture tomorrow, but I'm not going until I hand this head constable seat to you personally. Whatever questions you have, whatever problems need solving, let's knock them all out today. My 4 guys were practically vibrating with excitement behind me. The moment I became head constable, they could class change. That's the beauty of government positions. Way easier to enter than a martial sect. No 3,000 tael admission fee required. Boss, doesn't this need approval from above? Lin Yan laughed. You're a 9th rank Iron Guard constable. In all of Green Mountain City, there's me and there's you. I'm leaving, so obviously you take the chair. I'll file the paperwork at the prefecture. Then he started briefing me on what the job actually involved. Managing city security, dealing with small-time gangs, maintaining relationships with shop owners and business managers who paid taxes, being available to solve their problems. My enthusiasm dropped about 30%. I still needed to mine. If I was stuck doing city management, when would I grind levels? Little Yang, what's wrong? You don't look happy about getting promoted. Boss, you know me. I love mining. I have a deep emotional connection with tunnels. Every constable in the room subconsciously nodded. They'd all heard about how this maniac spent every day in the mines swinging his pickaxe so fast it left afterimages. The man genuinely loved mining. But if I'm head constable, I won't have time for the mine anymore. I sighed. How much do you make mining? Lin Yan asked. About 14 or 15 gene of red gold, or a day. Works out to 20 or 30 silver taels daily. HSSSSS. Every constable in the room inhaled sharply. Their combined jaw-dropping could have caused a small earthquake. 20 to 30 taels a day. These guys made 3 to 5 taels a month, including side income. No wonder I loved mining. Lin Yan was stunned too, but he recovered quickly. Look, being head constable is mainly about having a presence. Show up when you can, hang around a bit, then go back to your mine. Find someone you trust to handle daily operations here. Someone trustworthy? Actually, I might have exactly the right person for that. A certain Inspector Luo from the Emergency Response Department who wanted to be useful. Besides, you cannot refuse this position. Lin Yan got serious. With you in this chair, I can leave with peace of mind. If someone else takes over, or worse, if headquarters sends a stranger down here, all these constables could get pushed around or fired. They need you. That's right, Constable Yang. Only you can sit in this seat. Old Zhao jumped in. Constable Yang, we need you here. The whole room joined the chorus, faces full of genuine worry. Then Lin Yan played his trump card. Oh, and the various gangs pay monthly tribute to the head constable. Plus the business owners all want stability. He paused meaningfully. And you'll need somewhere to spend all that mining money, right? Weapons, pills. Spirit essence pills, for example, are available in the prefecture. Once I'm there, I can keep an eye out for you. Spirit essence pills. Available through Lin Yan's connections. Sold. Boss, I'll take the seat. Lin Yan was delighted. He had old Zhao bring me a new uniform right there on the spot. In the courtyard, nearly 100 constables lined up in neat rows. On command, every single one cupped their fists and bowed. We greet head Constable Yang. The shout was so loud people outside the headquarters heard it. The whole city was probably whispering about the changing of the guard. Old Zhao was the happiest of them all. Being best buddies with the new head constable had its perks. Boss, can I appoint new constables? I glanced at Lin Yan. He chuckled. You're the head constable now. Appoint whoever you want. Done. Chun Guqing, Chen Su, Li Tianai, Wang Haodong. All four officially appointed as Green Mountain City Iron Guard constables. The moment the appointments went through, they all saw the class change notification pop up in their vision. The joy on their faces was indescribable. Weeks of grinding had finally paid off. I handed each of them a copy of Thief-Catching Saber Technique from the armory. For books out, and the armory was completely cleaned out. Perfect timing, Lin Yan said. Headquarters only sends us 5 copies per year, meaning 5 new constable slots annually. Counting your copy, that's all 5 used up. Want more people? Wait till next spring. After the official business, Lin Yan took me to a fancy restaurant in the city. Upstairs in a private room, a dozen people were already waiting. Local business leaders, guild bosses, that sort of crowd. The moment we walked in, they all stood up with sycophantic smiles. Congratulations on your promotion, Lord Lin. An elderly man shuffled forward and presented a wooden box with both hands. A small congratulatory gift from us old friends. Oh, you shouldn't have. This is too much, Lin Yan said while smoothly pocketing the box. He opened it in front of me. Silver banknotes, 100 taels each. At least 10 of them. 1,000 taels. Just like that. Handed over like a tip at a restaurant. That's the equivalent of 2 spirit essence pills. Being in government was looking more and more profitable by the minute. Let me introduce everyone, Lin Yan said, pulling me to the seat of honor. Then he scanned the room with authority. This is Head Constable Yang, 9th rank Iron Guard, personally promoted by Inspector Shi Xian himself. The Rong spy Wu Man from Giant Spirit Gate died by his hand. Every face in the room tightened with respect. Head Constable Yang, a 9th rank warrior who could kill other ranked martial artists? In Green Mountain City, ranked fighters were extremely rare. Every single one was somebody important. And this one was barely in his 20s. After I leave, Head Constable Yang runs the Iron Guard office here. Any problems, go to him. Lin Yan started making introductions. First up was an old man named Huang Sihai, head of White Horse Pharmacy, the biggest drugstore in town. He could get me wholesale prices on healing salves and treat any illness. Little old me greets Head Constable Yang. Huang Sihai jumped up and bowed deeply. I tried to stand and return the courtesy, but Lin Yan pushed my leg back down. Right, I'm the boss now. Bosses stay seated. He introduced about a dozen more. Pharmacy owners, pawn shop operators, transport companies. Basically, every important industry in Green Mountain City had a representative in this room. Then, this is Chi Dalong, leader of the Snake Gang. A middle-aged man stood up with a smooth smile. Head Constable Yang. I smiled and nodded back. Casually peeked at his stats. Strength, 16. Agility, 8. Spirit, 4. Technique, snake-catching hands at advanced level. Not impressive. Then, almost on a whim, I used my insight skill on him. Chi Dalong. Yesterday met with Rome Kingdom spies embedded in Mountain River sect, plotting against Green Mountain City. Head Constable Yang Ling. Well now, isn't that interesting? Old me would have gotten chills. Current me? I was actually kind of curious what this clown thought he could do to me. With his pathetic stats, he'd need to bring an army. Head Constable Yang. I have a member named Zhang Wei who often mentions knowing you, Chi Dalong said casually, like he was just making small talk. Zhang Wei? Oh right, old co-worker from the Fire Crystal Mine. I kept my tone light. Everyone exchanged glances. So the rumors were true. This head constable really did climb up from the Fire Crystal Mine. His backing included both the Iron Guard and Mountain River sect. Shopkeeper Huang, does your White Horse Pharmacy sell spirit essence pills? I asked, shifting gears. Huang Sihai shook his head with an apologetic smile. Those are martial artist pills, controlled substances. We only sell medicine for regular folks. Warrior-grade pills are restricted to the prefecture level. You'd need sect connections, Iron Guard channels, or very specific contacts to get them. Good to know. Spirit essence pills were basically regulated goods. Limited supply channels only. After some more small talk, Lin Yan and I left. Nobody had touched a single chopstick the entire time. This wasn't really a dinner, it was a presentation. On the way out, I casually asked about Chi Dalong. He's an outsider originally. but he's been here ages. Married into the previous snake gang leader's family. The daughter picked him because he was good-looking. Now he runs the gang and controls the city docks. Lin Yan added. Don't underestimate him. The snake gang belongs to the Canal Guild, just like White Horse Pharmacy belongs to the Medicine Guild. Same structure as Mountain River Sect under the Mining Guild, so everyone had a bigger organization backing them. Layers upon layers. Then a servant boy ran up. Head Constable Yang, shopkeeper Huang invites you for tea. Lin Yan gave me a knowing smirk. Sounds like someone has a favor to ask. Go ahead. And he walked off. I followed the servant to a tea house, where Huang Sihai was waiting alone in a private room. Much more intimate than the crowded restaurant. Head Constable, please sit. He practically sprinted to pull out my chair. Then he placed a wooden box on the table. A small token of respect. I opened it. Silver banknotes. 300 taels each. At least 10 of them. 3,000 taels. Lin Yan got 1,000, and he was going to the prefecture. I'm just a small-town head constable, and they're giving me 3 times more? Shopkeeper Huang, are you asking me to commit murder? He panicked. No. Just a token of respect. There's 3,000 taels in here. As a token, I raised an eyebrow. That's a lot. He came clean. Over 2,000 was from White Horse Pharmacy alone. The rest was pooled from the other businesses. And yes, there was a reason. Chi Dalong got offended by our young master recently. He's demanding one of the young master's arms as payment. The boy's been hiding in the prefecture, too scared to come home. Our owners heard you're the new head constable, and were hoping you could mediate. What did your young master do to offend him? Huang Sihai looked deeply uncomfortable. He slept with one of Chi Dalong's concubines. Of course he did. All right, I understand the situation. I closed the box and tucked it away. I'll handle it. In Green Mountain City, we solve problems with diplomacy, not violence. Bad for business. Thank you, Head Constable Yang. Huang Sihai was beaming with relief. 3,000 taels for talking to a guy whose stats I could sneeze at. And the guy was also secretly plotting against me with rogue spies, which meant I had a perfect excuse to deal with him however I wanted. This job was turning out to be very, very profitable. Then Huang Sihai leaned in with a conspiratorial look. About those spirit essence pills you mentioned earlier. Actually, our White Horse Pharmacy does carry some pills for martial artists, Huang Sihai said carefully. It's just that spirit essence pills are precious. The good ones are controlled by first and second tier sections. What we have, the quality might be a bit lower. My eyes lit up like someone just said, discount aisle. Lower quality? How much per pill? 500 taels each. Same price as the good stuff, but worse quality. Normally, that'd be a ripoff. But I was desperate. Got any in stock? Let me try one first. He pulled out a small porcelain bottle and handed it over. If you can accept the quality difference, White Horse Pharmacy can supply you regularly. Truth is, most martial artists out there never get the premium pills anyway. Even sect disciples usually buy the cheap stuff on the side. The sect only gives good pills to their star students. I didn't care about any of that. I popped the pill out. Spirit Essence pill, defective proficiency, increase, unknown. Unknown. Only one way to find out. I tossed it in my mouth. Warm energy spread through my body. Choose which martial technique to enhance. Phantom Step. Obviously. Why would I waste proficiency on Mountain Crusher Fist or Thief Catching Saber when I had a first-tier movement technique to level up? The proficiency counter started climbing. From 87, all the way up to 378 before it stopped. Nearly 300 points from one pill. Sure, a real Spirit Essence pill would give a flat 1,000. But this defective one just saved me 6 days of pure training. My brain immediately shifted into business mode. I pulled out the wooden box, 3,000 taels from Huang Sihai. Then I added my personal savings, about 1,500 taels. Everything I had. Here's roughly 4,500 taels total. Count it up and convert all of it to Spirit Essence pills. Huang Sihai glanced at the pile and smiled. No need to count. Let's call it 5,000 taels even. Minus the one you already took, that's 9 more pills. He handed over a porcelain bottle with 9 pills inside. I did not eat them in front of him. These NPCs needed to practice their techniques alongside the pill for it to work. Players could just pop them like candy. Eating 9 pills in a row without doing any training would look extremely suspicious. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave. Back at the Iron Guard headquarters, behind a locked door, I went on a pill binge. Pill 1, 320 proficiency. Pill 2, 270. Pill 3, 412. Pill 4. 9 pills later, I checked Phantom Steps proficiency, 4,132 out of 10,000. Haha. Almost halfway to perfection level in one sitting. I walked out of the room grinning like an idiot. My 4 new constables were waiting outside, practically bouncing. Yangji, we're martial artists now. All 4 were beaming. They could finally see their stat panels. The moment they'd been grinding toward for weeks. Nice work. I nodded, then looked at Chen Guoqing. Guoqing, how about you stay here in Green Mountain City and run the Iron Guard office for me? He blinked. Me? Chen Su jumped in. This is perfect for you. You've been worried about the new players coming in. Now you've got official authority to help settle them. Chen Guoqing didn't hesitate long. Done. I'm in. Sure, leaving the mine would slow his leveling to a crawl. But the man cared more about helping people than grinding stats. That's exactly why I picked him, someone with the right priorities. Then a constable walked in. Boss, Chi Dalong from the Snake Gang sent an invitation. Dinner tonight at his mansion. Oh, how convenient. The guy who was secretly plotting against me with Rome spies just invited me to dinner. I looked at the invitation card and smiled. A plan was already forming. Meanwhile, across town, Huang Sihai was reporting back to his real boss, a wealthy middle-aged man who turned out to be Wu Xiaoqin's foster father. That explained a lot about how the pharmacy had resources and connections. The new head constable agreed to mediate the issue with Chi Dalong, Huang Sihai told him. The boss breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Yan said this young fellow is even more capable than himself. If he's willing to step in, my idiot son should be safe. I'm just worried Chi Dalong might agree to our face but send assassins behind our back, Huang Sihai said cautiously. He keeps a lot of desperate men on his payroll. If it comes to that, we'll ask Xiaoqin to step in. The boy's making real progress at Mountain River Sect. Then Huang Sihai added with a chuckle. That head constable Yang seems to be a martial arts fanatic. He took every single tael we gave him and spent it all on our spirit essence pills. Plus he reportedly spends every day personally mining in the red gold mine. A man of pure focus, the boss mused. If he wants spirit essence pills, we'll keep supplying them. As long as he actually solves my son's problem first. Smart businessman. Keep the martial arts junkie happy with his drug of choice, and he'll keep solving your problems. Works for me. Snake Gang headquarters near the docks. The place was lit up like a festival, with over 100 gang members lined up on both sides of the entrance. Chi Dalong was standing at the front, waiting for his honored guest. And there was Zhang Wei, right next to the boss, looking like he'd swallowed a live frog. He'd just found out the VIP tonight was me. The guy couldn't believe it. We left the fire crystal mine at the same time, and now I was the head constable of the entire city? Meanwhile, he was still a low-level gang lackey. There were also a few dozen players mixed into the ranks, all recruited by Zhang Wei. They had no idea who was coming, just that it was somebody important. Zhang Wei, since you and head constable Yang are old colleagues, you'll be his dining companion tonight, Chi Dalong said flatly. The nearby gang officers shot Zhang Wei jealous looks. Zhang Wei forced a smile that looked more like a grimace. He was terrified. One bad word from me, and they'd throw him in the river. Then I appeared, walking up in my official uniform, back straight, moving with purpose. Head Constable Yang, your presence brings glory to our humble abode. Chi Dalong switched from stone cold to warm and fuzzy in a heartbeat. Professional host mode, on. I scanned every person in the crowd at lightning speed, identifying locals versus players, checking stats. Didn't even glance at Zhang Wei, who was practically sweating through his clothes. Shopkeeper Chi, the honor is mine. We exchanged pleasantries and went inside. The dining table was already loaded with food and wine. Chi Dalong had gone all out. Zhang Wei, toast head constable Yang. Your old colleagues, after all. Zhang Wei picked up a wine cup with trembling hands. Yang Ji, a toast to you. On duty. Don't drink. He stood there holding his cup, not knowing whether to sit or stand. Maximum awkwardness achieved. Chi Dalong smoothly redirected. Zhang Wei, go make some tea. Yes. Zhang Wei practically sprinted away, face dark as a thundercloud the moment his back was turned. Over dinner, Chi Dalong talked about his business, river transport, manual labor, estate security. 4 to 500 Snake Gang members across the city. A real local power that nobody could ignore. Then, almost casually, I used to do some business with Wu Kei, the old overseer at the fire crystal mine. Haven't seen him around lately, though. He looked at me. Head Constable Yang probably knew Overseer Wu too. Now I understood. This was about Wu Kei all along. Wu Man came after me for revenge, and now Qi Dalong was fishing for information about Wu Kei's whereabouts. Which meant, the money Wu Kei skimmed from the fire crystal mine over the years, money that belonged to the Rong Kingdom. There must be a sum that never got delivered, and the Rong side wants it back. I kept my face perfectly pleasant. Of course I knew Overseer Wu. He even tried to recruit me for a mining competition once. Oh? And how did that go? Never happened. He said he had business and left. But I looked Qi Dalong up and down. Wu Kei has been confirmed as a Rong Kingdom spy. Why are you so interested in him? Gang leader Qi, Zhang Wei froze mid-pour. Rong spy? Something clicked in his head, and he started trembling. It's not Qi Dalong who's interested. It's me. A figure emerged from behind the hall. Qi Dalong immediately stood and bowed. Your Excellency. I checked the newcomer's stats. Tai Xinghu's strength, 41. Agility, 22. Spirit, 10. Techniques, 7-inch fist, advanced. Mountain crusher fist, advanced. Mixed iron method, mastery. Faction, Giant Spirit Gate. Only a step below Sure Xian. Significantly stronger than Wu Man. This was a real fighter. You're an unregistered 9th rank, correct? Tai Xinghu smiled. No wonder Wu Man died to you. You're probably close to 8th rank level. Zhang Wei tried to sneak away, but discovered the entire hall was surrounded by armed men. Qi Dalong's personal death squad. He broke into a cold sweat. So you're also Giant Spirit Gate. Also a Rong spy, I said calmly, then glanced at Qi Dalong. You too? Qi Dalong smirked. You're about to die? Why ask so many questions? Cooperate with His Excellency's questions, and I'll make it quick. If I die here, your snake gang is finished too. Tai Xinghu waved dismissively. Doesn't matter. You killed too many of our men. The gate master wants your head. One snake gang is a small price. My head? With just you? I looked at him, then at Qi Dalong, then at the thugs surrounding us. Qi Dalong is pathetically weak. These swordsmen are a joke. You really think any of them can help? I'll take you down first. Then you'll learn to kneel when speaking to an 8th rank warrior. Blood-colored chi rose from Tai Xinghu's body. He activated his mixed iron method and launched Mountain Crusher Fist at me. His strength rocketed from 41 to 63. Mountain Crusher Fist at advanced level added 12 points. Mixed iron method added another 10. I analyzed it instantly. Garbage tier cultivation method. Only 10 points of attribute boost? My Diamond Bright King method gave me 30. 3 times the power from a technique 1 layer lower. His agility also jumped, but only to 32. More than enough to dominate ordinary fighters. But I'm not ordinary. Blood chi erupted from my body. Diamond Bright King method activated. Agility surged to 53 instantly. Then Phantom Step kicked in, another 24 points. Total agility, 77. I was a blur. Tai Xinghu was still mid-swing when I appeared in front of him. His fist hadn't even fully extended yet. His skin was gleaming with metallic chi from mixed iron method, maximum defense. Didn't matter. I raised my red-gold pickaxe. Frenzied 10-hit combo. Squelch, 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 squelch. I sat back down in my chair. Tai Xinghu stood there, eyes bulging, staring at me. You. A thin line of brain matter trickled down from between his eyebrows. His massive body crashed to the floor like a felled tree, raising a cloud of dust. A wave of massive experience surged into me like a tidal wave. 8th rank warrior. 1 shot. Time elapsed, about 2 seconds. Ding. Congratulations, you have leveled up. 1 free attribute point. Dumped it into agility. 24 now. Qi Dalong, who'd been watching everything with the calm confidence of a predator, suddenly went rigid. His dozen elite swordsmen just stood there, completely lost. They'd all seen what Tai Xinghu could do. The entire group fighting him together wouldn't last 3 moves. And this guy just got demolished by a kid with a pickaxe? What are you standing around for? Pour the tea. I glanced at Zhang Wei. The man's hands were shaking so badly that half the tea ended up on the table instead of in the cup. First time seeing someone die right in front of him. Welcome to Divine Domain, buddy. Kill him, Qi Dalong suddenly screamed, then spun around and bolted for the exit. He wasn't staying to fight. Smart man. Wrong move though. Gang leader Qi, where are you going? I appeared in front of him. Just materialized, like I'd teleported. He turned to look back at his elite death squad. Every single one was on the floor. Every single one had a neat little hole in the center of their forehead, courtesy of my red gold pickaxe. I could practically read the thought bubble forming over both Qi Dalong's and Zhang Wei's heads. What kind of martial technique is that? Did he learn it from mining? Oh right, my official saber broke fighting bugs in the mine tunnels, I said casually. Otherwise you'd have gotten to see the Iron Guard's thief-catching saber technique today. Shame, I smiled. Now sit down. Let's not waste all this food. Qi Dalong sat across from me, face like a frozen mask. No wonder you came alone tonight. You're upper 8th rank. Upper 8th rank? Interesting classification. So Tai Xinghu was lower 8th rank, and Sure Xin would be middle 8th rank. I ran the comparison in my head. Sure Xin's base attributes totaled over 80. Mine were only 60-something, and 30 of that was in spirit, not exactly a combat stat. On paper, I shouldn't be anywhere near his level. But Diamond Bright King method plus Phantom Step gave me explosive agility over 80. Sure Xion's Iron Guard Heart method probably boosted his agility to maybe 40 at best. I could literally run circles around him. When you're that much faster, a 10-point difference in strength barely matters. You hit them 5 times before they swing once. That's exactly why I came alone tonight. I'd done the math, compared myself against every fighter I'd ever scanned, and concluded my burst speed made me untouchable by anything at this level. Tonight proved it. Real combat confirmation. Good to know. Head Constable Yang, you were sent from the capital, weren't you? Qi Dalong asked. When did the Iron Guard start watching us? Compared to other operations, our little setup here is nothing. Why send an upper 8th rank to bait us? He thought I was some elite agent from headquarters. I didn't correct him. Let him be wrong. Zhang Wei, meanwhile, had figured out the truth. This elite agent was just a guy who entered the game a little earlier than him. A fellow player, currently number 1 on the rankings. Gang leader Qi, are those your last words? His face twitched. Then he forced a smile. You haven't killed me yet, which means there's room to negotiate. The Snake Gang's been in Green Mountain City for years. We've saved up some reserves. Most went to the Roan Kingdom, but I can still offer you 5,000 silver taels. 5,000 taels. I could practically hear Zhang Wei's brain short-circuiting behind me. 5,000 taels times 2,000 yuan purchasing power. 10 million in real-world money. The man was swaying on his feet. Your entire gang, hundreds of members, years of operations, and you can only scrape together 5,000? Do I look stupid? Even if you kill me, everything gets confiscated by the Iron Guard. You won't see a single coin, he said smoothly. Think about it. You know what I got for killing Wu Man last time? The Iron Guard isn't stingy, and I've got people looking out for me upstairs. I smiled. A big fish like you is worth way more than gold and silver. Qi Dalong's sleeve suddenly flicked up. A hidden bolt shot at me, fast. I caught it, barehanded, without even thinking about it. Zhang Wei's mouth fell open so wide a bird could have nested in it. Qi Dalong's face went white. Now he understood. Tai Xinghu didn't lose because of technique or power. He lost because of pure, overwhelming speed. The gap was so enormous that nothing else mattered. I flicked the bolt back. It buried itself in Qi Dalong's forehead. Dead instantly. Can't leave witnesses, I muttered to myself. Otherwise I'd have to turn in Tai Xinghu's belongings to the Iron Guard, because in Tai Xinghu's leather pouch, a few bits of loose silver and a copper tube packed with 12 spirit essence pills. Real ones. Not the defective garbage from White Horse Pharmacy. Genuine, full-potency pills worth 1,000 proficiency points each. My heart was pounding. Killing Tai Xinghu? Stone cold, 0 emotion, 30 points of spirit keeping me calm as a lake. But seeing those pills? 12,000 proficiency points. My Phantom Step only needed about 6,000 more to reach perfection level. This was enough to get there and have leftovers. I took a deep, steadying breath. Thud. Zhang Wei dropped to his knees in front of me. Bro, I'm kneeling. Please don't kill me to silence witnesses. I looked at Zhang Wei, still on his knees, sweating buckets. Get up. We're both players. Why would I kill you? He wiped his forehead with visible relief. Today was not his day to die. What level are you? I asked, even though I already knew. Level 8, almost 10, which means you'll need a class change soon. And right now, the easiest path in Green Mountain City is becoming a constable. Since I'm the head constable, I decide who gets in, His eyes sparkled for a second before reality hit. Yangji, what's the catch? I know I was a jerk to you before. I need someone inside the Snake Gang keeping an eye on things for me. Easy enough, right? The Snake Gang? But the boss was a rogue spy. Isn't the gang getting dissolved? Chi Dalong is dead, but the Snake Gang serves a purpose in this city. Stability matters. I leaned back. Now, did Chi Dalong have trusted subordinates who know where he hid his money? Go bring them in. And send someone to the headquarters to get Lin Yan. Tell him to bring constables for a case. On it. Zhang Wei's eyes lit up like a slot machine hitting jackpot. The guy had a nose for opportunity. He instantly understood how much he could profit from being useful right now. 15 minutes later, 2 Snake Gang vice leaders and 4 hall masters were standing in front of me, staring at Chi Dalong's corpse with a mixture of fury and terror. Chi Dalong was a Rome Kingdom spy. Are you spies too? One sentence. That's all it took to deflate every bit of fight out of them. They started falling over each other to prove their innocence. Head Constable Yang, are you saying our boss was a rogue spy? Vice Leader Chen Long stepped forward, face deadly serious. Correct. And that gentleman on the floor is Tai Xinghu from Giant Spirit Gate. 8th rank warrior. They came here tonight to kill me. 8th rank? All 6 of them nearly swallowed their tongues. Zhang Wei puffed up his chest. I've already sent for constables. Oh, and by the way, I've been Head Constable Yang's planted agent inside this gang the whole time. I glanced at him. Didn't correct the lie. Let him have his moment. The 6 gang officers were suddenly looking at Zhang Wei with completely different eyes. Chen Long immediately started spilling everything useful. I always thought something was off about the boss. He had his men ship out entire boats loaded with fire crystal, or that never showed up in the books. The others jumped in too, all tripping over themselves to prove loyalty. You'll all need to come to the Iron Guard office for questioning. If you're clean, you walk free. Meanwhile, cooperate with our investigation. Anything connected to the Rome Kingdom gets seized. I paused. Who knows where Chi Dalong kept his private stash? They all looked at each other until Chen Long cautiously raised his hand. I know about a secret house he thought nobody knew about. One of my guys stumbled on it. I never told anyone. Chen Long, vice leader of the Snake Gang. Help us out here, and there'll be a reward. The man's eyes went hot with ambition, glancing at the 2 corpses. A power vacuum had just opened up, and he could smell the opportunity. Within minutes, Lin Yan stormed in with 100 constables and locked the entire Snake Gang compound down. Every gang member was disarmed and detained. Old Zhao worked with military precision. Little brother, what happened? Lin Yan was bewildered. He was supposed to leave for the prefecture tomorrow, and now this? I gave him the rundown. When he heard the corpse on the floor was Tai Xinghu, an 8th rank Giant Spirit Gate warrior. He went completely silent for a solid minute. Brother Yang, your martial cultivation, probably 8th rank. Never got officially registered though. Too busy mining. Another long silence while his brain rebooted. Then the excitement hit. You've done something huge. Me? I just did the grunt work. This whole operation was directed by Inspector Sher Xin, coordinated by you, boss. Right? Lin Yan stared at me like I'd offered him a winning lottery ticket and a birthday cake at the same time. His voice went hoarse. Brother Yang, this achievement is too big. I can't just take your credit. Boss, I need to stay in Green Mountain City watching the red gold mine for Su Qing. I don't want to get transferred. So if you feel bad about it, just make sure any spirit essence pills from the reward come my way. The merit itself? Just give me a taste. You keep the rest. Understanding dawned. Then pure joy. Chi Dalong was loaded. As a confirmed rogue spy, we're authorized to seize everything. Lin Yan immediately sent Old Zhao's team to raid every Snake Gang property. I took Chen Guoqing, Chen Su, and the crew with Chen Long to hit Chi Dalong's secret house. I never intended to hoard the Snake Gang's wealth for myself. Eating that whole pie alone would bring nothing but trouble down the road. Better to share and build alliances. Lin Yan and I sat in Chi Dalong's dining room, eating his food, drinking his wine, chatting all night long like old friends. By morning, the results were in. 40,000 taels and silver notes, 1 bottle of spirit essence pills, and a fine saber. All from Chi Dalong's secret house. Lin Yan handed me the inventory list for the rest of the Snake Gang seizure. Plenty more silver and goods. This list goes to Inspector Sher, I said. Of course it does. But like this. Lin Yan grabbed a brush and paper and rewrote the inventory. The silver from Chi Dalong's house suddenly shrank by 10,000 taels. The spirit essence pills and the saber mysteriously vanished from the document. We don't go overboard. Headquarters will definitely send someone to verify. But the perks we deserve? Those we take. That's just how things work. Lin Yan smiled like a man who'd mastered the art of creative accounting decades ago. And I smiled right back. Because that missing bottle of spirit essence pills was going straight into my cultivation grind. Back at headquarters, I took stock of my haul from tonight's little adventure. 10,000 silver taels and bank notes. A fine saber. A bottle of 10 spirit essence pills. Real ones, not the defective junk. No wonder the locals can grind their techniques to advanced levels so easily. If you've got status and money, you just buy spirit essence pills and brute force your way there. But technique quality is the real bottleneck. Guys like Wu Kei could pile up all the pills they wanted. Without access to good techniques, they'd still be mediocre forever. Anyway, time to go shopping. I popped open the copper tube from Tai Xinghu and started downing his spirit essence pills one after another, feeding everything into phantom step. The proficiency counter climbed and climbed until it blew past 10,000. A wave of scorching energy surged through my entire body, flowing into every limb and meridian. Phantom step, perfection level achieved. My first technique at perfection tier. I actually felt a little emotional about it. The next tier, advanced, would need 100,000 proficiency. That's 200 spirit essence pills. Not happening anytime soon. So I pivoted, took the remaining 10 real pills, and dumped them all into thief-catching saber technique instead. It wasn't a fancy technique, but it mattered for two reasons. Iron Guard performance evaluations required it, and once it hit perfection, it could evolve into the tiger-catching saber technique. Both huge for my future. 10 pills later, thief-catching saber proficiency shot up to over 7,000. Almost there. Then I picked up the saber weed seized from Chi Dalong's secret house. It was similar in length to a standard official blade, but noticeably thicker. The handle was made from some kind of animal bone, wrapped in leather for grip. The info panel appeared, and my brain temporarily stopped working. Serpent Bone Saber, Strength 10, Agility 10, Attack Power 50. 10 Strength and 10 Agility, plus 50 Attack Power. My old 9th rank official blade was a TOY compared to this thing. No wonder Chi Dalong hid it away. Carrying something like this in public would raise way too many questions. I doubted even Mountain River Sect had a weapon this good. Time for the real math. Base Agility, 24. Diamond Bright King Method, 30. Phantom Step at Perfection, 36. Serpent Bone Saber, 10. Thief Catching Saber, 6. Total, 106. My agility could break 100? I had to take a moment. Tai Xinghu, an actual 8th rank expert, had a base agility of 20-something. I was hitting triple digits in burst mode. Chi Dalong called me upper 8th rank, but with agility over 100. Was that still 8th rank? Or was single attribute breaking 100 the mark of 7th rank? The thought sent electricity through my whole body. If that was true, then in terms of explosive speed, I was operating at 7th rank territory. As long as I didn't get dragged into a prolonged fight where my buffs wore off, I could compete with anyone at this level. And once Diamond Bright King method hit layer 3, another quality transformation on top of this one. I calmed myself down and started my daily cultivation practice. Meanwhile, across town, Huang Sihai from White Horse Pharmacy was getting the news. I just asked the new head constable to mediate, and he raided the snake gang? Chi Dalong is dead when his boss, Wu Xiaoqin's foster father, heard the full story, including the part about Tai Xinghu being an 8th rank warrior that I killed personally. The man sat in thought for a long time. This young head constable, he's an 8th rank expert at his age. With that kind of trajectory, he might one day reach 4th rank Grandmaster. Grandmaster? You really think so? A small chance. But not zero. The boss nodded decisively. Send him 10 spirit essence pills as a thank you gift. Huang Sihai showed up at my door with the pills just as I finished cultivation practice. I accepted graciously. They were defective pills, but still worth around 3,000 proficiency points total. Your master is very generous. Give him my thanks. The moment he left, I ate every single pill and poured everything into thief-catching saber. Proficiency crossed 10,000. Warm energy flooded through me again. Thief-catching saber, perfection level achieved. 2 techniques at perfection in one day. The upgraded saber technique would now give even more agility bonus, and I was one step closer to unlocking Tiger Catching Saber. I pulled up my stat panel and just stared at it for a while. Level 28. 2 Perfection Tier Techniques. A weapon that added 20 total attribute points. Agility that could explode past 100. A month ago, I was a starving miner earning 10 copper coins a day. This world is wild. A day later, the Snake Gang chaos had settled down. After the initial panic when everyone heard Chi Dalong was dead, people realized the Iron Guard was only going after rogue spies, and the city calmed down. But my name? Permanently etched into every influential person's brain in Green Mountain City. The new head constable was not someone to mess with. Possibly the strongest head constable this city had ever seen. I woke up early, finished my Diamond Bright King method practice, and was planning to take Chin Su and the crew back to the mine for more grinding. I was sitting at level 28, still number 1 on the rankings. Lin Yan was stuck at 26, hadn't moved. Everyone else was basically frozen too. The higher you go, the more experience each level needs. Without some way to boost experience gains, things slow to a crawl. Lin Yan and company were probably looking at 7 or 8 days per level now. Still, I needed to push to 30 for that treasure chest. Lin Yan and I were having breakfast together at headquarters, his last meal before heading to the prefecture. Once I finish this, I'm off. The Snake Gang situation delayed me a few days, and I don't want to annoy the higher-ups. He was inhaling steamed buns and chugging soy milk like a man on a deadline. Don't forget about us little people when you're up there, boss. Forget? Are you kidding? His wrinkled face crinkled into a huge grin. Honestly, you're my lucky star. Without you, I'd have retired right here in Green Mountain City without ever seeing the big world. Boss, Green Mountain City's great. If I could, I'd happily retire here myself. I meant every word. No drama, just mining, leveling, training. Food, shelter, entertainment, everything I needed. Retirement paradise. Lin Yan sighed. You've got this incredible martial talent, but zero ambition for a kid your age. I don't know whether to praise you or scold you for being lazy. Definitely lazy. A familiar voice boomed from the doorway. Lin Yan and I locked eyes, wiped our mouths, and jumped to our feet. Sure Xian. With dozens of elite constables behind him, every single one looking sharper and more dangerous than anyone in Green Mountain City's office. Inspector Sure, been riding all night. Got any hot food? We'll talk after I eat. He sat down without ceremony and started demolishing breakfast. His men scattered to find their own meals. Halfway through his third bun, he started talking. When Lin Yan's report reached the prefecture, the entire Iron Guard office was stunned. Nobody expected a rogue spy to be running the Snake Gang right under our noses. Their infiltration is getting bolder by the day. The report has already been forwarded to the capital. He paused. The commendation from the Patrol Division's first section has also been sent to the capital. Lin Yan was beaming. Last time I earned credit, I got promoted to Chief of Security Division 2 at the prefecture. Sure Xian continued. This time, once I bring back Tai Xinghu's and Chi Dalong's bodies, I should lock down my position permanently. Maybe even move up to Division 1 Chief eventually. Then he turned to me with that knowing smile. Lin Yan told me you don't want to leave Green Mountain City, so you gave the credit to us again. Inspector Sure, don't explain. I understand. Just know I won't let you lose out. I grinned. Then curiosity got the better of me. Inspector Sure, you're incredibly strong, but your position seems similar to Lin Yan's? How does that work? Lin Yan nearly choked. What are you saying? Sure Xian waved him off with a laugh. He's new to bureaucracy. Let him ask. Then he broke it down for me. Lin Yan's patrol division post was 8th rank at best, but security division posts started at 7th rank minimum. The first section chief was 6th rank. The difference? The security division controlled all the military strength of the prefecture's Iron Guard. If you want to climb in the Iron Guard, you eventually have to go through the security division. That's where the real power sits. Understood, sir. So security division was the true power center. Investigation and patrol both answered to it. Good. Now, Tai Xinghu was a registered 8th rank expert, and you killed him solo. Your strength is far beyond what I imagined. He gave me a look. You've been hiding your power because you were afraid someone would covet your training methods. But you're an Iron Guard constable now. No need for that. The Iron Guard has more techniques and methods than anyone. Merit earns access. Then, I came personally to collect the bodies and audit the seized assets. And you are coming with me to the prefecture. My face must have changed because he immediately laughed. Relax. I'm just taking you to get officially registered. You've got this level of strength, but no formal rank on the books? People could accuse you of harboring rebel intentions if they wanted to cause trouble. Register, keep your head constable position, stay in Green Mountain City. Nothing changes. I exhaled so hard, I probably deflated a little. However, he added, voice suddenly firm. You need to show some ambition. I'm giving you 1 year maximum. Get the red gold mine sorted out, settle your obligations to Mountain River Sect, and then get your butt to the prefecture. He said it like a military order. No room for debate. Lin Yan looked at me with pure envy. Getting personally summoned to the prefecture by Sir Xian? That was the kind of career boost most constables would kill for. 1 year. I could work with that. Fine. After breakfast, Lin Yan showed Sir Xian the seizure inventory. Sir Xian took one look and frowned. Qi Dalong's private house had 30,000 taels. Lin Yan hesitated. Too little? Too much. Sir Xian grabbed a brush and crossed out a number. 20,000. Headquarters is already thrilled with that. He looked at me. The other 10,000 goes to Yongling. Martial artists need money to maintain their bodies and training. Can't let him go hungry. Lin Yan was already counting out banknotes before I could even react. 10,000 taels, handed directly to me. Just like that. My total wealth jumped to 20,000 taels. That was enough to buy 40 spirit essence pills. Sure, Xian casually just gave me more money with one sentence than most people in this city would see in a lifetime. Note to self, having powerful people like you is the real cheat code in this world. Sure, Xian was a man of action. One day, and he had everything wrapped up. We were leaving for the prefecture the very next morning. I sent Chen Su and the others back to the Red Gold Mine to help Wu Xiaochen manage things. Left Chen Guoqing in Green Mountain City with old Zhao to hold down the fort. Then I mounted up alongside Lin Yan, and we rode out with Sir Xian's convoy. 3 Iron Guard officers in full armor at the front, dozens of elite constables behind us. On the main road, this kind of formation made everyone scramble out of the way. Travelers, merchant caravans, even armed escort companies took one look and gave us a wide berth. Riding through the dust with my cloak flapping behind me, I actually felt like a real martial arts hero for once. Very cinematic. My shopping list for the prefecture was clear: proper spirit essence pills, not the defective garbage, and if possible, essence cultivation pills. With 20,000 taels in my pocket, I was feeling rich and ready to spend. Chang'e Prefecture was about 400 li from Green Mountain City. We rode hard and arrived by noon. The moment we entered the gates, the difference hit me like a wall. The noise, the crowds, the sheer energy. Lively, isn't it? Sure, Xian smiled. Green Mountain City has a few 100,000 people. Chang'e Prefecture has 7 to 8 million. And you want to retire in that little backwater? He shook his head. Talented people come here. In Green Mountain City, you might go days without meeting a single registered ranked fighter. In this city, 9th rank warriors aren't exactly common, but they're definitely around. Fair point. But I still like my quiet mind. We arrived at the Iron Guard Prefecture headquarters. I stayed glued to Sure Xian's side as he submitted Tai Xinghu's and Qi Dalong's bodies, turned in the seized assets, and handled all the paperwork. Lin Yan peeled off to go report to his new patrol division post. Every constable we passed treated Sure Xian with visible respect. And me, walking beside an 8th rank officer in full armor, I could feel their curious stares boring into the back of my skull. Who's the kid? Finally done. Now we wait for the commendation from above. Sure Xian stretched and turned to me with a grin. Come on, kid. Let's get you officially registered and ranked. The Iron Guard handles that too. I felt a spark of genuine excitement. I wanted to know what rank I'd officially be classified as, but I also needed to be careful. Can't reveal Diamond Bright King method. I'd have to hold back strategically. Sure Xian led me to another section of the headquarters. This courtyard was packed. Over 100 martial artists, all chattering excitedly, waiting for their chance to get registered. I scanned their stat panels in one sweep. Most were unimpressive. Some were Wu K level, some even worse. Only a handful had any single attribute over 20, putting them around Su Qing's tier. I also spotted some players in the crowd, but they were all stuck at level 10 without a class change. Low stats across the board. These fighters all want to get officially ranked. Know why? Sure Xian asked. Reputation? Exactly. Getting on the register is the simplest way to build your name. Once you're listed, you've got standing in the martial world. Sex will come recruit you. Even the Iron Guard picks up new constables from these evaluations sometimes. That's how we find talents like you. We walked through the crowd, both in full Iron Guard armor. Sure Xian's was 8th rank grade. Every fighter in the yard parted like the sea, watching us with awe. Up ahead, a registration test was already underway. A massive guy, easily 2 meters tall, was fighting a skinny old man. The visual contrast was almost comical. But I checked the old man's stats, and my eyebrows shot up. He was roughly Sure Xian's level. An absolute monster hiding in a bony frame. The giant threw everything he had at the old man. The elder casually sidestepped his punch and tapped him on the belly. Boom. The giant flew backward, hit the ground, and coughed up blood. He got up and attacked again. Made it to the 8th exchange before collapsing for good. Had to be carried out. Registration failed. Unranked. The old man's voice was flat. Zero emotion. Dead silence in the courtyard. Half the fighters were suddenly reconsidering their life choices. But they'd already paid the registration fee, so I ran the analysis in my head. That giant had over 20 strength, but mediocre techniques. His buffs couldn't push any single attribute past 30. He failed at Exchange 8. So the threshold for 9th rank was probably a single attribute breaking 30. The old man was clearly following a strict standard. As long as he didn't go easy or unfairly hard, anyone who could reach 30 in one stat with their technique bonuses should pass. I looked around the courtyard. Out of over 100 martial artists here today, I was the only one who could pass. Every single other person was below the threshold. This was the prefecture, the big city, and not one of them qualified. That's how brutal martial arts competition was in this world. Though eventually, I thought, as players level up and their stats grow faster than the locals, the number of registered 9th rank fighters is going to explode. While I was thinking, Sure Xian had walked up to greet the skinny old man. Sure Xian, what brings you here? Wait, is this the Yongling you mentioned? Wu Man and Tai Xinghu both died to him. The old man's voice wasn't loud, but every single person in that courtyard heard it crystal clear. Constables, fighters, everyone turned to stare at me. I shot Sure Xian a look. Hold on, weren't we supposed to pin Tai Xinghu's death on some other excuse? But apparently the entire prefecture Iron Guard already knew I killed him. Sure Xian caught my expression and smirked. Kid, you think I can just casually claim other people's achievements? Too naive. I'd get punished. Our commander hates that kind of thing. Then his smile turned sharp. Today you're getting registered, and you're going to show your real ability. I'm not letting you leave here until you do. So much for holding back. Who are Wu Man and Tai Xinghu? The fighters in the crowd were whispering. Nobody had even heard of them. The skinny old man, Sun Biao, set them straight real quick. Tai Xinghu was an 8th rank warrior. Lower 8th rank, according to our intelligence. If this kid killed him, he's at least upper 8th rank. Even a mid-8th rank fighter couldn't pull that off. The entire courtyard went dead silent, then erupted. 8th rank. This kid who looks our age killed an 8th rank. Must be from a major sect. That's the only explanation. They were all losing their minds trying to process it. Sun Biao smiled at me. Come on then, kid. Show me what you've got. I'm upper 8th rank myself. Perfect for your evaluation. He started activating Iron Guard Heart Method. His stats began climbing. I read his panel carefully. Sun Biao Strength, 42. Agility, 29. Spirit, 14. Tiger Catching Saber, Mastery Level. Iron Guard Heart Method, Perfection Level. Raw attributes similar to Sure Xian, but his technique levels were both one tier above Sure Xian's. This guy was the real deal. His strength and agility each jumped by 20 from the Heart Method. Then he launched at me with Tiger Catching Saber, and those added another 20 each. Final stats, Strength 82, Agility 69, 82 Strength. His movements were leaving afterimages. The saber pressure radiating off him was so intense that the spectating fighters were breaking into cold sweats just from watching. Now they understood why nobody passed this old man's test. This was what upper 8th rank looked like. Sure Xian flinched for a second, probably worried the old man would break me. Then remembered I'd already killed Tai Xinghu and calmed down. Today was about finding out how deep my abilities went. I ran the numbers in a split second. Serpent Bone Saber, 10 strength, 10 agility. Diamond Bright King Method, 30 strength, 30 agility. Phantom Step, 36 agility. Thief Catching Saber, 9 agility. Maximum output, strength 51. Agility 109. His strength was almost double mine. In a head-on clash, I'd get demolished in 10 exchanges. But my speed? My agility broke 100. He was at 69. I was at 109. He literally couldn't touch me. Decision made in a heartbeat. I vanished. Wait, Sure Xian's eyes went wide. Huh. Sun Biao felt a chill on the back of his neck. My saber was already resting against his throat. The courtyard went so quiet you could hear dust settling. Nobody expected the evaluation to end like that. You little, Sun Biao sheathed his blade and turned around. Fast, I'll give you that. But why the sneak attack? I smiled awkwardly. Senior, if I fought you head-on, I'd lose in a few exchanges. My blade might break too. The real reason? I was not about to let this precious serpent bone saber get damaged in a practice fight. Lose it in real combat. Fine. Lose it in a test? Criminal. His strength was nearly 100. If I clashed blades with him, my saber would suffer. And I'd get beaten down in 10 moves max. But as long as I avoided direct confrontation, even someone as powerful as Sun Biao could get caught off guard by speed alone. Your movement technique is impressive. Can't figure out what school it's from. Strength is lacking, but you're young. Give it time, and he shook his head in amazement. You're going to be something special. No anger about losing. Just genuine appreciation. The man had class. He turned to Sure Xian. You've recruited something extraordinary for the Iron Guard. This kid has a huge future. So is he upper 8th rank or 7th? Sure Xian asked, looking a bit uncomfortable. After all, if I beat the same guy he was roughly equal to. 7th? No way. Sun Biao laughed. A 7th rank fighter would beat me head-on. When this kid can do that, no tricks, no flanking, straight up overpower me. Then he's lower 7th rank. Interesting. So according to Zhao Kingdom standards, you need overwhelming strength to qualify for 7th rank. Even if your speed is godlike, if you can't win a frontal confrontation, you don't qualify. That meant the 7th rank threshold probably required strength over 100. Speed alone wasn't enough. Upper 8th rank it is. Maybe even a hair beyond that. Sun Biao called for paper and brush and registered me on the spot. Upper 8th rank. At that age, 100 pairs of eyes burned into me. These fighters who couldn't even pass the 9th rank test were looking at me like fans meeting a rock star. The gap was so enormous, there wasn't even room for jealousy. Just pure awe. Upper 8th rank puts him on par with our division chiefs. Stronger than most of them, actually. Sun Biao grinned at Sure Xian. Remind me, you're mid-8th rank, right? This kid's already got you beat. Sure Xian didn't get mad. He got proud. The better he is, the more it proves I have an eye for talent. Then he looked at me with the kind of satisfaction a father has when his son graduates top of the class. Keep working hard, little Yang. You've got a long career in the Iron Guard ahead. One day you'll make it to the capital. Yes, sir. I bowed properly. No cockiness. No swagger. Just respect. Both Sun Biao and Sure Xian noticed that. I could see the approval in their eyes. Skill and temperament. That's what they valued. After the registration was complete, Sun Biao asked casually, "What level is your thief-catching saber at? Perfection?" He blinked once. Didn't question it. Just nodded. With your abilities, you qualify for promotion to 8th rank Iron Guard Constable. No exam needed, just paperwork. And with 8th rank status plus perfection level thief-catching saber, you can receive the tiger-catching saber technique. My ears perked up. Tiger-catching saber, the evolved version. That was a serious upgrade. Also, the Iron Guard gives rewards for rank promotions. 9th rank promotion, 1 Spirit Essence pill. 8th rank promotion, 5 Spirit Essence pills. He did the math. So that's 6 Spirit Essence pills total, plus 1 copy of Tiger-Catching Saber. They're yours once the paperwork clears. 6 more pills. A new advanced technique. An official 8th rank status. I walked into this city as an unregistered nobody. I was walking out as an upper 8th rank officer with a pocket full of pills and a technique upgrade. Not a bad day at the office. Next day, my promotion to 8th rank Iron Guard Constable went through at lightning speed. And not just inside the Iron Guard. The whole city was buzzing about some young constable who'd just registered as upper 8th rank. Celebrity status achieved. Lin Yan set me up at his place, a nice 3-courtyard residence about 3 li from headquarters. This room's yours whenever you're in the prefecture. No need for hotels. Standing next to him was a pretty woman, his special lady friend he'd mentioned. She'd been living here in this house the whole time. The man had a whole secret domestic setup going. Respect. Boss, I'm only staying a few days. Gotta get back to Green Mountain City. Don't be so formal. He waved me off, then told his lady, Yunyang, treat little Yang like my own nephew from now on. Of course, dear. After they left, I locked the door and laid out my rewards on the table like Christmas morning. 1/8 rank Iron Guard armor. 1/8 rank official saber. 6 spirit essence pills. 1 tiger catching saber technique manual. 1/8 rank identity token. 8th rank armor. 200 HP. 8th rank official saber. Strength 8. Agility 2. Attack power 30. The armor was great. 200 HP meant 100 more than my old set. That's equivalent to 10 extra strength points worth of health, just from wearing better clothes. The saber was decent for everyday use. I'd save the serpent bone saber for serious fights, and use this one for the disposable stuff. Now, the tiger catching saber manual. The moment I picked it up, 3rd tier technique, tiger catching saber. Learn? Yes. The book dissolved into light, shot into my forehead, and suddenly I had complete knowledge of the technique. The stat bonuses at each level. Beginner, 3 agility, 3 strength mastery, 6 each perfection, 9 each advanced, 12 each transcendence, 20 each, and the real prize, a note at the bottom. This is a prerequisite for dragon catching saber. Upon reaching advanced level, you may learn dragon catching saber. Dragon catching saber. If tiger catching was 3rd tier, dragon catching was probably 2nd tier. My decision to invest in the saber technique tree was paying off beautifully. And who knows, maybe dragon catching could evolve into something even higher. Then a new notification popped up. Transfer proficiency from thief catching saber? What? The old technique's proficiency could carry over? I slammed yes, so fast I probably broke my mental interface. Tiger catching saber's proficiency counter started rocketing up. Broke 100, beginner level. Broke 1000, mastery level. Kept climbing all the way to 3,900 before stopping. My thief catching saber had 10,000 proficiency at perfection. Half of that transferred over. Sure, I lost half, but tiger catching saber at mastery level already gave more total bonus than thief catching at perfection. Net gain. I bet most players have no idea about this inheritance mechanic. I immediately ate all 6 spirit essence pills. Tiger catching saber proficiency jumped from 3,900 to 6,900. Just 3,000 more to perfection level. If I can buy more pills here in the prefecture, I can push it over the edge. I settled down for my daily Diamond Bright King method practice. 15 experience points earned, right on schedule. Check my stats, level 28. Strength 11. Agility 24. Spirit 30. HP 610 with the new armor. And oh hello, my insight skill had leveled up to 3 uses per day. Must have come with the 8th rank promotion. Very satisfied with this trip. The rewards just kept stacking. Then Yunyang knocked on my door. Mr. Yang, my husband says you have a visitor. A visitor? For me? In a city I'd been in for 2 days? I followed her to the front hall. Lin Yan was chatting happily with a young man. Behind the young man stood an elderly butler type whose stats I immediately scanned. Agility over 30, a registered 9th rank fighter. The old man's gaze hit me like a hawk spotting prey, but the moment he registered the pressure I was giving off, he quickly looked away. Smart instinct. Young Master Bai, this is Yang Ling, now an 8th rank Iron Guard, ranked above me. Lin Yan grinned. Little Yang, this is Bai Zhixing, son of the White Horse Pharmacy's owner back in Green Mountain City. The young master leaped to his feet and bowed deeply. Brother Yang, I owe you my life. The Chi Dalong thing? I sat down casually. Yes. If you hadn't killed him, I'd be dead by now. He had men tailing me even here in the prefecture. I came specifically to thank you for saving me. So this was the idiot who slept with Chi Dalong's concubine. The reason Huang Sihai paid me 3,000 taels. Standing here alive and grateful. 3,000 taels well spent. For him, at least. For me, those taels were long gone, converted into spirit essence pills that were now flowing through my meridians. The circle of commerce turns, and everybody wins. Qi Dalong's death was just a coincidence. He died because he was a rogue spy, I said casually. No need for such formality, young Master Bai. But the kid was not letting this go. That's exactly why I'm even more grateful. When I found out he was a rogue spy, I couldn't sleep for days. If you hadn't killed him when you did, I'd have ended up at the bottom of a river. He glanced at his elderly butler, who immediately produced a wooden box. Mr. Yang, please accept this gift from the Bai family. 20 spirit essence pills. I had been sitting there thinking, great, another rich kid wasting my time. And then I heard 20 pills, and suddenly this young man was the most fascinating person I'd ever met. Lin Yan chuckled. Your old man really knows how to play the game. 20 pills was nothing for White Horse Pharmacy. They'd make it back in a month. But buying goodwill with an upper 8th rank fighter who had a bright future in the Iron Guard? Bargain of the century. I opened the box. Defective grade? Sure, but I didn't care. Pills were pills. With these, my tiger-catching saber could reach perfection today. Think about that. I switched from thief-catching to tiger-catching saber, inherited half the proficiency, and within one day, I'd be right back at perfection level. With a better technique. Life was good. After some pleasant chit-chat, Bai Zhixing left with instructions to definitely get together when I was back in Green Mountain City. Sure thing, buddy. Keep those pills coming. Boss, I want to buy some martial artist supplies, but I don't know where to shop around here. Lin Yan grinned. You came to the right guy. North City has a martial market, licensed by the Iron Guard. Weapons, pills, everything you need. Fighters trade stuff there too. Perfect. I headed to the martial market wearing a plain robe over my Iron Guard armor to stay low-key. Didn't quite work though. I had a serpent bone saber, an 8th rank official blade, and a red gold pickaxe all hanging from my belt. Not exactly subtle. The market was a cross-shaped intersection, each street about a li long. Weapon shops, herb stores, pill merchants, blacksmiths, taverns, tea houses, inns, everything a martial artist could want. Next time I visit the prefecture, I'm staying right here. I stopped at a blacksmith shop to browse weapons. Total disappointment. Everything on display was basic stuff, roughly 9th rank official blade quality at best. Nowhere near my 8th rank blade, let alone the serpent bone saber. Sir, purchasing weapons requires an Iron Guard authorization letter, the shopkeeper mentioned. So Zhao Kingdom had strict weapons control. Regular fighters probably couldn't even buy proper weapons legally. All the good stuff was locked behind government access. Noted. How about a pickaxe? You sell those? A pickaxe? The shopkeeper stared, then noticed the red gold pickaxe on my belt. You mean for mining? Yep. Our master only forges weapons, sir. 4 pickaxes you'd need to go elsewhere. Huh? Someone came to the martial market to buy a pickaxe? Now I've seen everything. A group of young men strolled in. The leader, some pretty boy named Wenyu, looked me up and down with amusement, then turned to the shopkeeper. Get your master out here. The prince's gang needs a batch of weapons forged. Big order. The shopkeeper's eyes lit up, and he immediately abandoned me. Young Master One. Right away, sir. I was already heading for the door when Yu's eyes locked onto my red gold pickaxe. Hey you. That pickaxe on your belt looks like it's got a lot of red gold in it. Let me see it. I checked his stats out of habit. Strength, 18. Agility, 13. Spirit, 7. 2 techniques at perfection. Unranked. Not even registered. Just a rich kid playing tough. It's just a beat-up old pickaxe. Nothing worth looking at. I turned to leave. Yu's face darkened, and he signaled one of his boys, who jumped in front of me. Our prince's gang leader wants to see your pickaxe. That's him honoring you. Hand it over. I stared at the guy with zero expression. The blacksmith master came out just in time to feel the tension. Young Master One, this gentleman is also a customer. Let's not have any trouble. Shall we discuss your weapons order? But Yu wasn't done. The weapons can wait. This guy's pickaxe has way too much red gold in it. My father says the Roan Kingdom has been smuggling red gold out of mines everywhere. I think this guy might be suspicious. The blacksmith looked at my pickaxe and had to admit, it did contain an unusual amount of red gold. Normal pickaxes weren't made with that much precious material. Yu walked up to me, face like stone. Name. Origin. How did you get this red gold pickaxe? Oh, we're playing this game. Are you an Iron Guard constable? I asked flatly. Our leader is an Iron Guard, but his father is the chief of Iron Guard Investigation Division 3. The iron-faced hand, Wen Kongxian. Ever heard of him? One of the gang members puffed up like a rooster. So that's what this was. Prefecture-level rich kids riding daddy's coattails. A junior version of the entitled brats I'd seen everywhere. Then when you spotted something else on my belt. Something familiar. Wait, is that an Iron Guard official blade? You're carrying a government weapon illegally. The moment those words left his mouth, the atmosphere in the shop shifted completely. The blacksmith master's face changed. He stepped forward quickly and asked in a very different tone, "Sir, are you perhaps an Iron Guard officer?" The blacksmith master's words made when you hesitate. He looked at me suspiciously, then spotted something peeking from under my plain robe. Iron Guard armor. His face shifted. You're really Iron Guard? But I've never seen you before. I know every Iron Guard officer in the prefecture. 8th rank Iron Guard, Yang Ling, I smiled. Nice to meet you, Prince's gang leader. The blacksmith master nearly swallowed his tongue. 8th rank. The entire Changha Prefecture Iron Guard had maybe 12 8th rank officers total, and every single one of them controlled something important. But he's so young, the master muttered. The youngest 8th rank he'd ever seen was at least 30. I looked barely past 20. Then the pieces clicked for Wenyu. His whole body jolted. You're the upper 8th rank who was personally evaluated by Chief's son, Yang Ling. The one with the red gold pickaxe. His gang members all went pale simultaneously. Chief's son as in Sun Biao, I said casually. That confirmed it. When you didn't say a word, he just wound up and slapped himself across the face. Hard. Everyone in the shop froze. My dad always says my mouth gets me in trouble, and he's right. Then he went down the line slapping every single gang member too. Whack, whack, whack. Each one took it with their head down, not daring to make a sound. Yang Ji, I meant zero disrespect. Those slaps are my apology. I had been fully prepared to teach this punk a lesson. But the speed of his course correction was honestly impressive. Self-slapped, slapped all his guys, and turned it into a public apology. My face was fully saved without me lifting a finger. No harm done. You didn't know who I was, and this pickaxe is pretty eye-catching, I said with a laugh. I'll be going now. Wait. Yang Ji, he spun to the blacksmith. He wants a pickaxe made. You can do it, right? The master nodded rapidly. Yes, absolutely. The shopkeeper who'd blown me off earlier was now staring at the floor, probably wishing it would swallow him. Yang Ji, this is the best smith in the entire martial market. When you said, giving a big thumbs up. You don't need to go anywhere else. Well, might as well use this guy's local knowledge. I want a better red gold pickaxe than this one, I said to the master. Can you do it? He asked to examine mine. I handed it over. He studied it for a long time, then shook his head with genuine admiration. Whoever made this was highly skilled. If I used the same amount of red gold, I couldn't make anything better. When Yu's face darkened. Master, don't hold back. This is our Yang Ji, the youngest 8th rank in the entire prefecture. The youngest upper 8th rank in Changha history. I glanced at Wenyu. He caught my look and beamed at me with maximum suck-up energy. Kid was committed to being my new best friend. With regular red gold, I truly can't surpass this, the master said honestly. But there's a special material that would make a superior mining tool. It's just extremely expensive because it's normally reserved for weapon forging. Spit it out already. When you snapped. 100 refined red gold. It's created by refining red gold 100 times. Only a handful of smiths in all of Zhao can do it. 10 gene of regular red gold produces just 1 liang of the refined stuff. He hesitated. I've accumulated about 5 liang over the years. Enough for 1 pickaxe. How much? I asked directly. The master looked pained. Market price is 100 taels per liang. So 500 taels just for the refined gold. Then you need regular red gold, fire crystal ore, and over a dozen other minerals to stabilize the structure. Raw material cost alone is 1,000 taels. Plus it takes a full month of dedicated work. 1,000 taels for a pickaxe? The gang members were horrified. When you squinted, Master, you're not scamming us, are you? I would never. 2,000 taels. Enough? I asked calmly. He thought it over. That's fair, including a month of dedicated labor. I pulled out 1,000 tael banknote. Deposit. The other 1,000 when I pick it up. You have my word, sir. I'll pour everything into this. When Yu's gang was staring at me with their mouths open. 2,000 taels on a pickaxe. Without blinking. As I left the shop, when you chased after me like an eager puppy. Yang Ji, Where are you headed next? I know this market inside out. Let me show you around. The kid was the son of Investigation Division 3's chief. Basically a walking encyclopedia of the local underworld. Could be useful. Know where to buy essence cultivation pills? I asked. Essence cultivation pills? Those boost cultivation methods. Super rare. Death Valley sells them. But the prefecture? Can't get them here. Disappointing, but expected. Even Sect Master Liang Yu had to trade a 300-year blood ginseng for just 5 pills. If they were available in the prefecture, they'd be cleaned out instantly or priced beyond my reach. Spirit essence pills? Now we're talking. There's a pharmacy right here in the Marshall Market that sells them. Whether they've still got stock today, I'm not sure, but let's go check. Now we were getting somewhere. Lead the way, new best friend. We rolled up to the pharmacy when you recommended. The shopkeeper recognized him immediately and started fawning all over us. My Yangji wants spirit essence pills. Got any today? The shopkeeper looked at me, looked at how the prince's gang members were acting like well-trained puppies around me, and instantly understood. Big shot alert. He ran to get the boss. A chubby pharmacist waddled out, heard who I was from Wenyu, and immediately ushered us into a VIP room. But instead of pills, what showed up was some fancy young master type. I am Chu Huatian. Greetings, Lord Yang, full bow. Very proper. Chu Huatian, what are you doing here? Wenyu's face went cold. He shot a look at the chubby pharmacist, who was suddenly very interested in his own shoes. Chu Huatian didn't flinch. Lord Yang visits MY family's pharmacy. Of course I come personally. More like you came personally to kiss up. Wenyu muttered. He wasn't wrong. Everyone in this room knew exactly why this guy materialized out of thin air. I was an upper 8th rank officer with a clear trajectory towards 7th rank. In Zhao Kingdom, 7th rank fighters were regional kings. Every 3rd tier sect master peaked at that level. The entire Chang'e prefecture had maybe 5 7th rank experts. Getting on my good side now was an investment in the future. Lord Yang, I hear you want spirit essence pills. Our Chu family pharmacy just acquired a premium badge from a Death Valley master. Please take a look. He opened a wooden box. 20 spirit essence pills, neatly arranged. I scanned them. All genuine high-quality pills. 500 proficiency points each. The real deal. How much per pill? He pushed the entire box toward me. Lord Yang, these are a gift. I admire your strength deeply. Not a single coin required. Wenyu's jaw dropped. His gang members looked at each other in shock. 20 premium pills. That was 12 to 13,000 taels worth of merchandise. Just to suck up? I looked at the box. Didn't touch it. I have money. I can buy my own pills. You and I are strangers. Why would you give me something this valuable for free? His smile cracked slightly. Lord Yang, it's just a small token of. I glanced at Wenyu. Let's go? Seems like this place doesn't actually want my business. Wenyu jumped up instantly, and we all headed for the door. Chu Huatian scrambled after us. Lord Yang, wait. If you need something, just say it. What's with all the roundabout games? I frowned. You think I can't buy spirit essence pills? They're not exactly essence cultivation pills. Then he blurted out something that stopped me in my tracks. Essence cultivation pills? Our Chu family pharmacy actually has one. My foot froze mid-step. I turned around with a pleasant smile. Young Master Chu, if you need help with something, just be direct. As long as it's not murder or arson, we can talk. Wenyu and his boys were practically drooling. The Chu family pharmacy has an essence cultivation pill. Every martial artist in the room knew what that meant. A pill that boosted cultivation method experience. Almost impossible to get. Most fighters would never even see one in their lifetime. Chu Huatian finally read the room and realized I wasn't the type for fancy dances. Lord Yang, the truth is, Bai Zhixing told me about you before you even arrived at the prefecture. He said you're someone who gets things done. Bai Zhixing? Right? He's the White Horse pharmacy heir. You're the Chu family pharmacy heir. Drugstore kids sticking together. I sat back down. What do you need? He looked at Wenyu. Young Master Wen. I need to speak privately with Lord Yang. You've got nerve. One look from me, and Wenyu swallowed his protest, leading his people out of the room without another word. Just me, Chu Huatian, and the fat pharmacist. Then Chu Huatian dropped to his knees and started kowtowing. Lord Yang, please save our Chu family pharmacy. The pharmacist hit the floor right behind him. Can you please just explain normally? My expression darkened. He took a shaky breath. A few months ago, we discovered drugs missing from our internal warehouse. Worth maybe 1,000 taels, nothing major. We punished some negligent staff and moved on. But something felt wrong, so I dug into the books. Turns out drugs had been disappearing for years. And someone spotted our missing products in Rhone Kingdom territory, still bearing our pharmacy's official wax seal. His whole body was trembling. We're terrified of reporting it. If the Iron Guard investigates and decides we're the wrong spies, and you want me to get involved in this, I laughed, but not the happy kind. Whether you're wrong spies or not is for the Iron Guard to determine. You think an 8th rank constable can shield you from that kind of accusation? Besides, not reporting it makes you look guilty. So what exactly are you asking me to do? My father received intelligence that the Iron Guard already recovered one of our wax seals, intercepted from Rome territory. His voice dropped to barely a whisper. It's only a matter of time before they come for us. Can't help you. And good thing I didn't accept those free pills. If you turn out to be wrong spies, I'd get investigated right alongside you. I stood to leave. Lord Yang, Bai Zhixing said you've personally killed many wrong agents. You're an expert in this area. I'm desperate. All I'm asking is that if you get involved in this case, please investigate thoroughly enough to prove our innocence. If we're cleared, the Chu family will reward you generously. I was already at the door. Not interested. Too risky, too political, too much potential for blowback. Then he played his final card. The essence cultivation pill that Sect Master Liang Yu received? Our Chu family arranged that deal. I kept walking. If Lord Yang is willing to help, we can offer 10 essence cultivation pills as payment. My foot stopped. Again. 10. Essence. Cultivation. Pills. 5,000 cultivation method experience points. My Diamond Bright King method needed 10,000 to reach layer 3. 10 pills would get me halfway there. That was months of daily grinding compressed into one payment. Are you seriously going to tempt me with that? My iron will was suddenly feeling a little bit soft around the edges. I'm not agreeing to anything, I said, turning around and sitting back down. But I'm willing to listen to the full story. Chu Huadian saw me sit back down and practically tripped over himself telling me everything. Short version. The Chu family claims they're innocent. Someone inside their organization had been stealing drug supplies for years and smuggling them to the Rhone Kingdom for their military. The Chu family only recently discovered the theft. Your family's negligence charge isn't going away, I said. Even if you didn't know, those medicines kept wounded Rome soldiers alive. Those soldiers then went on to kill Zhao Kingdom troops. That's a heavy chain of consequences. He wiped cold sweat. We'll accept the negligence charge. Young Master Chu, can you really guarantee nobody in your family was working with the wrong spies? You're just the young heir. You haven't seen everything. He straightened up. Our Chu family pharmacy is part of Zhao Kingdom's medicine guild. Born and raised in Chang'e Prefecture. We make more money than we can spend. We supply drugs to major sections. We have zero reason to become wrong spies. How much was stolen total? About 20,000 taels. 20,000 was significant for normal people, but tiny for a family this size. If the Chu family were actually colluding with the Rhone Kingdom, the numbers would be in the hundreds of thousands. 20,000 really did sound more like a rat stealing from the pantry. With your family's connections in this city, why are you coming to me? He gave a bitter smile. My father told me to stay out of it, said he'd handle it. But I was worried, and then Bai Zhixing told me about you. I understand. But I can't promise anything, and I'm not even sure this case would involve me. He started to protest, but I shut it down with a look. He couldn't find words after that. After I left, I'm sure he and the fat pharmacist were sighing about how the Chu family pharmacy was doomed. Getting investigated by the Iron Guard for wrong connections? That wasn't something local influence could fix. I turned down Wen Yu's invitation to go drinking and headed back to Lin Yan's place. 10 essence cultivation pills. Incredibly tempting. But I can't stick my nose into this. I thought it through carefully. If I were 4th or 5th rank, maybe I could throw my weight around. But at my current level, I had zero footing in the prefecture. Getting involved would only bring trouble. Instead, I focused on what mattered. Took the 6 Iron Guard reward pills and fed them all into Tiger Catching Saber. Proficiency hit 9,900. Then I popped one of Bai Zhixing's defective pills, and that pushed it over 10,000. Tiger Catching Saber, perfection level achieved. That left me with 19 defective pills. I tucked them away. Both Tiger Catching Saber and Phantom Step were now at perfection, needing 100,000 proficiency for the next tier. 19 pills would only give 5 or 6,000 points, barely a dent. Better to save them for a new technique and speed rush it to mastery level. Next morning, after my daily Diamond Bright King method practice and breakfast with Lin Yan, we headed to the Iron Guard office together. The moment we stepped inside, something felt off. The atmosphere was tense. "What's going on?" Lin Yan frowned. A middle-aged constable in 9th rank armor approached. He gave Lin Yan a polite nod. "Chief Lin," then immediately locked onto me. "Lord Yang, I'm Lu Zhan from Security Division 3. Security Division is in a meeting. Inspector Sure said to bring you immediately." I checked his stats. Strength 33, Agility 20. Thief Catching Saber at Advanced Level, Iron Guard Heart Method at Mastery. Stronger than your average 9th rank. Probably in upper 9th, close to 8th rank territory, but not quite crossing that line. The Security Division really did have the strongest people. Lin Yan asked what was happening. Lu Zhan's response was ice cold. "Chief Lin, Security Division matters don't concern the Patrol Division." I'd advise against asking. Lin Yan's face twitched, but he recovered quickly with a smile. "You're right. None of my business." He shot me a meaningful look and walked away. I followed Lu Zhan to a conference hall. Long table, 3 people seated. Sure Xin, familiar, Sun Biao, we'd fought, and a woman. Late 20s, maybe 27 or 28. About a dozen 9th rank officers like Lu Zhan were standing around the room. Every eye turned to me the moment I walked in. "Younglings here. Let me introduce everyone." Sure Xion's grim expression softened when he saw me. "This is Sun Biao, Chief of Security Division 1. You've already met." Sun Biao was Division 1 Chief? Lin Yan said that position was 6th rank. No wonder the man was a beast. He was basically the top fighter in the entire prefecture's Iron Guard. "Lord Sun," I bowed quickly. Then Sure Xin pointed to the woman. "This is Yun Ruo, Chief of Security Division 2. I opened her stat panel, and my brain temporarily crashed. Yun Ruo's strength, 76. Agility, 48. Spirit, 20. Iron Guard Heart Method, perfection. Azure Dragon Technique, 2nd tier, perfection. Tiger Catching Saber, advanced. Azure Dragon Movement, advanced. Affiliations, Iron Guard and 9 Immortal Dao Palace. Excuse me? Strength 76? A 2nd tier cultivation method at perfection? Connected to 9 Immortal Dao Palace, a 1st tier sect? This woman had 2 cultivation methods running simultaneously, both at high levels. Her Tiger Catching Saber was a full tier above mine. Her movement technique was advanced level. And she was affiliated with the same sect as Lin Tsai, the player currently ranked 2nd on the Divine Domain leaderboard. What kind of monster was sitting casually at this table? Chief Yun Ruo is upper 8th rank, just like you, Sure Xian said casually. You're about the same age too. If you ever have questions about martial arts, she'd be a good person to consult. Upper 8th rank? I had to fight to keep my face neutral. This woman was from 9 Immortal Dao Palace. Her Azure Dragon technique was almost certainly 2nd tier, maybe even 1st tier. Based on her stat panel, when she went all out, both her strength and agility could break 100. Both attributes over 100. That wasn't upper 8th rank. That was 7th rank. If I ever fought a real 7th rank expert head-on, I'd get destroyed. Even with all my tricks, Phantom Step, Diamond Bright King Method, Serpent Bone Saber, I'd only be competitive within the upper 8th rank tier. My real advantage was my spirit stat, but that needed time to mature into something truly terrifying. Seems like Sure Xin doesn't know Yun Ruo's true depth, I thought. Maybe even Sun Biao doesn't. Then she looked directly at me. Yongling, what cultivation method do you practice? The room went subtly tense. Before Sure Xin could intervene, Sun Biao laughed. Chief Yun, that's rather private to ask directly, don't you think? She paused, then nodded. My apologies. That was rude of me. I exhaled internally. Thank you, Sun Biao. Let's discuss the case, Sun Biao said, turning serious. This one involves the Medicine Guild. It could go big or stay small. He noticed me standing and waved me over. Why are you still on your feet? Sit down. The dozen 9th rank officers around the room practically glowed green with envy. Sitting at the table with 3 division chiefs? That was 8th rank privilege only. Sun Biao laid out the background. I know Chu Yuanchu personally, the Chu family patriarch. Born and raised here. His family's been in the drug business for over a century, building from a tiny shop to what they are today. I didn't expect their products to show up in Rome territory. Interesting. Sun Biao was basically vouching for the Chu family. So that was their connection, the top man in security division. Yin Ruo caught it too. Chief Sun, are you saying the Chu family didn't collude with Rome spies? I'm saying we need to investigate properly before drawing conclusions, she nodded. Our agents in Rome territory have already recovered Chu family merchandise. That's evidence. My plan is to personally seal their account books and warehouse for audit. She turned to Shi Xian. Inspector Shi, you handle detaining and questioning key family members. I think Chief Sun should coordinate this, Shi Xian said carefully. Yun Ruo frowned slightly, but didn't argue, deferring to Sun Biao. Sun Biao spoke thoughtfully. We can't let the Rome kingdom lead us around by the nose. First, if the Chu family truly isn't colluding, we need to protect their business operations. If they collapse, it hurts the entire prefecture. They employ at least 50,000 workers, he continued. The stolen merchandise totals only 20,000 taels. For a family of their size, that's tiny. If they were actually spying, the number should be 10 times that after years of operation. And we'd have caught it sooner. Their drug cultivation and purchasing volumes are all registered with the Iron Guard. The books would show discrepancies. Of course, he added with a calm smile, I'm not defending them either. Anyone proven to be colluding with the Rome gets their entire clan executed. I just want this investigated thoroughly. We cannot let Rome spies use this as a divide-and-conquer strategy against our own people. Yin Ruo actually nodded in agreement. You're right. This could be a Rome provocation designed to destabilize the prefecture. Shi Xian stood up. I'll take Yongling's team to secure the Chu family members. Chief Yun, you handle the audit. Sun Biao stayed behind to wait for reports. Minutes later, 2 massive formations of armed Iron Guard constables were marching through the streets toward the Chu estate. Civilians scattered, whispering about what disaster was unfolding. Walking behind Shi Xian, I finally got a proper look at the security division's real firepower. Besides Lu Zhan, there were 4 or 5 more 9th-rank fighters. The 100-plus regular constables were all martial artists with stats comparable to Su Qing's level. This single squad could probably hunt down a 7th-rank expert. And the security division had 3 squads like this. Yun Ruo's team was pulling ahead of us. I took the opportunity to ask quietly, Inspector Shi, Chief Yun is so young and already 8th rank and a division chief. Her background must be impressive, sharp eyes. He glanced at me. Her origins are a mystery. I've never been able to dig up anything. But one thing's certain, she has relatives in the Iron Guard headquarters in the capital's Iron Guard. I could only imagine the monsters working there. Su Qing told me the Iron Guard commander was possibly a 3rd-rank Grandmaster, which meant 4th-rank Grandmasters were probably walking those halls too. There's something else, sir. I lowered my voice. I met Chu Huatian yesterday. Met who? He didn't catch the name at first. Then his face changed. Why did you meet him? I went to the Martial Market shopping. His family's pharmacy was there. He approached me. Did you accept anything from him? No. Good. He exhaled with visible relief, then glared at me. Keep your mouth shut when we get there? Yes, sir. Mouth zipped. Got it. The Chu family estate. Chu Yuanshu, the patriarch, was standing at the front gate with over 100 family members, looking grim. Most of them had no idea why they'd been gathered. They were about to find out. Our 2 Iron Guard squads came rolling in like a thunderstorm. Chu Yuanshu spotted Yun Ruo at the front and flinched, but then he saw Shi Xian bringing up the rear and relaxed slightly. At least it wasn't all hostile faces. Chu Huatian was scanning our formation too. The moment he spotted me behind Shi Xian, a tiny flicker of hope appeared in his eyes. I pretended not to notice. Yun Ruo walked up to the patriarch with all the warmth of a glacier. Chu Yuanshu, you know why I'm here. I'm sealing your drug warehouse and account books today. Are you ready? The family erupted in shocked murmurs. Yun Ruo's eyebrow twitched with irritation. Chu Yuanshu immediately barked. Everyone shut up. Silence. Mostly. Some elders looked like they were about to have heart attacks. Yun Ruo laid it out cold. The Iron Guard recovered Chu family merchandise, with your wax seals still on them, in Rome Kingdom territory. Analysis confirms the drugs were grown in Zhao soil from your farms. I'm here to seal your warehouse, audit your books, and determine if you're colluding with the enemy. Anyone who interferes will be treated as a Rome spy and executed on the spot. Every single Chu family member looked like they'd just been told the sun was falling. Yun Ruo swept inside with her team. Chu Yuanshu quickly assigned an elder to cooperate and prevent anyone from doing something stupid. Then he rushed to Sure Xin. Inspector Sure Xin didn't sugarcoat it. You're an idiot. You should have reported this the moment you found out, not waited until we discovered it. Chu Yuanshu's face went red. 1,000 excuses collapsed into a single sigh. I was hoping it would just go away, Great strategy. Sure Xin had everyone moved inside. In the courtyard, Lu Zhan's team corralled all family members in one area. Nobody could leave. Yin Ruo's team was already tearing through account books and sealing the warehouse. Chu Huatian kept trying to make eye contact with me. I kept looking everywhere except at him. Sure Xin told me to keep my mouth shut, and I intended to follow that order. Then Chu Yuanshu explained the situation to his family. The reaction was dramatic. Brother, how could this happen under your watch? Father left the pharmacy to you and you. That was Chu Yuanshu's younger brother, Chu Yuanhao, looking absolutely furious. His son jumped in too. Our branch of the family just collects our monthly allowance. We have nothing to do with the business. If uncle is working with the wrong, that's his problem, not ours. Enough, Chu Yuanshu snapped. This family rises and falls together. We've done nothing wrong, so stop panicking. I watched this family drama unfold and cross-referenced what I'd learned in the meeting. Sun Biao had briefed us. Chu Yuanshu was the patriarch who ran everything. He had one full brother, Chu Yuanhao, and several half-siblings from different mothers, all shipped off to various places to live comfortably, but with zero involvement in the business. The entire operation was under Chu Yuanshu's branch. 3 warehouse managers were brought forward, terrified and shaking. They handled all drug movements in and out of storage. Sure Xin interrogated them personally, while Lu Zhan and the other constables quietly studied every family member's body language. Mostly fear, anger, confusion. Nothing incriminating from observation alone. Sir, we only release goods when we receive authorized slips with the master's signature and seal, one manager stammered. Some of those slips might have been forged. We couldn't tell the difference. Is that how you caught it? Mismatched slips? Sure Xin asked Chu Yuanshu. Yes. The discrepancies were so small that Huatian had to check the books multiple times before finding them. Such a tiny amount of drugs. And someone bothered to smuggle it all the way to wrong territory? They could have just sold it and sent the cash. That would have been way less traceable, Sure Xin murmured to himself. Chu Yuanshu seized on that immediately. Exactly what I said. If we were really colluding, the missing amount would be massive after all these years, not just 20,000 taels. We're innocent. Innocent or not, that's for US to decide after the investigation. Not you. Sure Xion's tone went flat. Everyone here is coming back to Iron Guard headquarters for questioning. Chu Yuanhao, the brother, exploded. We have nothing to do with the business. Why do we have to go to the Iron Guard? Sure Xion turned an ice-cold stare on him. This case is complicated with multiple suspicious angles. All relevant Chu family members need to be questioned. Are you refusing an order? The man's mouth opened, then closed. Color drained from his face. Not another word. Meanwhile, my brain was working overtime. 20,000 taels and missing drugs. That's almost exactly how much White Horse Pharmacy gave me in gifts and pills. The numbers are suspicious. There are real holes in this case. But without finding the actual leak, the patriarch takes the punishment. The drugs did end up in wrong hands. That's undeniable. Then something clicked. A hunch. I casually used my insight skill on Chu Yuanhao, the angry brother. Nothing unusual. Clean. Then I tried his son, Chu Huasheng. The one who'd been loudly insisting his family branch was totally uninvolved. Chu Huasheng, yesterday murdered a Chu family pharmacy manager. The body is hidden beneath the large pagoda tree in the western suburbs. Oh. My heart rate didn't change. 30 spirit points kept me perfectly calm, but inside my head, fireworks were going off. A murdered manager. Hidden yesterday, right when the Iron Guard investigation was closing in. This wasn't negligence or bad luck. This was someone inside the family covering their tracks. Suddenly, those 10 essence cultivation pills looked very achievable. Right on cue. Chu Huasheng puffed up his chest and declared loudly, "Sir, my uncle's mistakes are not our problem. If you insist on dragging us to prison, I, Chu Huasheng, Protest. I looked at this loudmouth who had a fresh murder under his belt and was currently demanding special treatment. Bold move, buddy. Let's see how that works out for you. You protest? Who do you think you are? Sure, Xian laughed like he'd heard the funniest joke of his life. Someone grab this clown and give him 10 strikes with the board. Lu Zhan moved in without hesitation. Chu Huaxing went red with fury. Our Chu family has been in medicine for generations. We have connections to every major sect. We're part of the medicine guild. Even if you're the government, you can't just beat me for no reason, Lu Zhan's expression said. I absolutely can, though. Then I spoke up. Lu Zhan, hold on. Everyone froze. Lu Zhan looked at me, then at Sure Xian. Sure Xian frowned at me. Every 9th-rank constable in the yard was thinking, why is this guy talking now? Chu Yuanchu and Chu Huatian blinked in confusion. I didn't explain. I just walked up to Chu Huaxing and sniffed him. Yes, I leaned in and sniffed the man. Sure Xian's eyes suddenly sharpened. He caught on immediately. Sir, he smells like blood. Either today or yesterday, this man killed someone. You're lying. Who even are you? Chu Huaxing went ghost white, trying to sound angry but radiating pure terror. Lu Zhan stepped forward and sniffed too. Then he gave me the weirdest look. He couldn't smell anything. Who is he? Sure Xian cut in with a grin. He's our newly promoted 8th-rank Iron Guard. Registered upper 8th-rank fighter. And his nose? Very sensitive. He's caught rogue spies in Green Mountain City the same way. Chu Huaxing stammered. I didn't kill anyone. Stop making things up. I tilted my head thoughtfully. There's also a smell of pagoda tree. I grabbed his sleeve. Show me your fingers. All 10. The moment I said, pagoda tree, the color drained from his face. He held out his hands on pure reflex, too shocked to resist. Sir, look at his palms. Blisters and abraded skin, consistent with gripping a shovel handle for extended digging. This man doesn't farm or do manual labor. His hands are soft. Even light digging would tear them up. Sure Xian examined the hands and nodded. You're right. These aren't training calluses. These are from digging. He smiled coolly. So you're saying this man killed someone and buried the body near pagoda trees? Correct. I believe he's directly connected to this case. Chu Yuanchu's head snapped toward his brother. Saw the shifty eyes. Nearly passed out from rage. Chu Huayan's face went through about 15 different expressions. He was putting the pieces together too. The western suburbs have pagoda trees, Sure Xian said. If someone buried something there yesterday, a quick search would confirm it. He turned to Lu Zhan. Take a team. Go check. Lu Zhan hesitated. Sir, really? Based on a smell? Would you prefer I send you with a handwritten invitation? Go. Lu Zhan gave me another one of those. What are you looks? Then headed out. Then Yun Rua's voice cut through the air. You're saying you can identify a killer in a burial site from sniffing someone once? Chief Yun, it's just a hunch, I said with a polite bow. He's framing me. Chu Huaxing finally found his voice. This is slander. Yun Rua pulled Sure Xian aside. If this turns out to be wrong, we'll be a laughingstock. The entire Iron Guard's reputation, Sure Xian didn't budge. He'd already sent Lu Zhan and wasn't about to call him back. I could go personally to verify, I started. No need. Lu Zhan is experienced. If there's something there, he'll find it. We waited. Minutes dragged into an hour. The Chu family sat in agonizing silence. Chu Yuanchu was burning holes in his brother with his eyes. Chu Huaxing was sweating through his clothes. Then, footsteps. Fast ones. Lu Zhan's team came rushing back, covered in dirt. And on a stretcher behind them, a body. Manager Qian, Chu Yuanchu shouted. The entire family recognized him. One of their trusted managers, supposedly out on a delivery run. Very much not out on a delivery run. Very much dead and buried under a pagoda tree. Every eye in the courtyard slowly swiveled to Chu Huaxing. Sir, there really was a body. Lu Zhan stared at me like I was some kind of alien. He bowed to Sure Xian, but his eyes kept drifting back to me. Yun Rua was visibly stunned. She looked at me with completely different eyes than before. You deduced all of that from your nose? It's a good nose, Chief Yun. A nose that can do that, she murmured. The cool detachment was gone. In its place was something that looked a lot like intense interest. Well, Sure Xian turned on Chu Huaxing. Anything to say? It wasn't. I didn't. The man collapsed to the ground like his strings were cut. Then it all came pouring out. I'm not a rogue spy. I just wanted to sabotage my uncle so my father could take over the family business. I forged the slips. I stole the drugs. I killed Manager Qian because he was starting to figure it out. I'm sorry. I'll apologize. Family politics. The whole thing was an internal power grab by the younger brother's branch, disguised as a rogue spy operation. Chu Yuanshu looked like he wanted to murder his nephew with his bare hands, but also sighed with relief. The family wasn't working for the Rong Kingdom. The rest of the Chu clan was staring at Chu Huaxing and his father with pure murderous intent. A few members who were clearly in on the scheme looked like the world was ending. Then something unexpected happened. A massive wave of cool energy flooded into my body. Wait, experience points? From what? I didn't mine anything. I didn't kill anything. Ding. Congratulations, you have leveled up. 1 free attribute point. Level 29? I stood there stunned while everyone was focused on the confession. Did I just get experience for solving a case? Was this because I'd been promoted to 8th rank Iron Guard? Had the game decided that police work now counted as a legitimate leveling activity? If so, if every case I solved gave experience like this, I quietly dumped the attribute point into agility, now at 25, and tried very hard not to grin like a maniac. Then Yun Rua's voice snapped me back to reality. Yongling, would you be interested in joining my division too? Sure, Xian had been pleased that the case turned out to be family drama instead of actual rogue spies. Then Yun Rua opened her mouth. Yongling, would you be interested in joining my division too? Sure, Xian's face went from sunny to thunderstorm in about half a second. Chief Yun, you're poaching MY guy right in front of MY face? Division 2 needs talent like him, she said without blinking. Inspector, sure, he'd have a better future with me than with you. Dead silence. Every constable in the yard suddenly found the ground extremely fascinating. Lu Zhan and the other 9th rank officers were shooting me looks of pure envy. Everyone in the prefecture knew Yun Rua had serious backing. She'd been here over a year and never promoted anyone. Never taken a single person under her wing. And now she wanted me. That was a career fast-track invitation of the highest order. But I shook my head. Chief Yun, you may be talented, but your people skills need work. Inspector sure raised me up from nothing. How could I turn around and work for someone else? Sure, Xian's icy expression melted into the warmest smile I'd ever seen from the man. Little Yang, you've done well today. Once this case wraps up, I'm putting you in for commendation. Sir, if there's nothing else, I'd like to head back to Green Mountain City. I've been away too long. Fine, go. But remember, 1 year maximum. Then you're coming to the prefecture, and there might just be a division chief position waiting for you. Every 9th rank officer in earshot nearly choked on their own spit. Division chief? Their dream was to possibly land that role after 40. This kid was barely past 20, and sure Xian was casually promising it. Yun Rua's face could have frozen lava. Being rejected was one thing. Being lectured about social skills by someone younger? That was a new experience for her. Are you angry? She asked, looking at my retreating back. She opened her mouth to call after me, then closed it. Didn't say anything. Outside the Chu estate gate, Chu Huatian came sprinting at me and shoved a wooden box into my arms. Lord Yang, thank you. And then he ran. Actually ran away. Like he was afraid I'd try to give it back. I didn't open the box in public. Tucked it into my robe and strolled home casually. Behind a locked door, I finally lifted the lid. 10 essence cultivation pills. Perfectly arranged. Beautiful fragrance. Every single one. 500 cultivation method experience. All genuine quality. Not a single defective pill in the batch. Liang Yu, a sect master, a 7th rank powerhouse, traded a 300-year blood ginseng for just 5 of these. The Chu family handed me 10 like it was a thank you card. But then again, I had basically saved their entire family from destruction. And my 8th rank Iron Guard status carried weight. Sects were powerful, sure, but they couldn't match the reach of the national government. Joining the Iron Guard was turning out to be one of the best decisions I'd ever made. From a certain angle, the Iron Guard was basically a first-tier sect with a government budget. Each pill needed 3 days to digest. 10 pills meant a full month of cultivation time. Better to hit level 30 first, grab that treasure chest, then start the pill marathon. Leaderboard check. Me at 29, still number 1. Lin Tsai and Jiang Tianai breathing down my neck at 28. The top 5 were getting closer together, which meant they'd found efficient leveling methods too. Couldn't let up. I left a message with Yunyang for Lin Yan and headed home to Green Mountain City. When I got back to the red gold mine, Things were not good. Wu Xiaoqin, Chen Su, Li Tianai, and Wang Haodong were standing in a tense confrontation with a crowd of miners. And by miners, I mean the player refugees led by Inspector Luo Yu and his emergency response department crew. What exactly is your problem? Chen Su was fuming. You eat our food, drink our water, level up at our mine, and you're still not satisfied. Wang Haodong was yelling at the broader crowd. Why are you organizing a strike? Don't you understand? If production drops below 3,500 gene, Yang Ling could get fired as overseer. He leaves for a few days, and you pull this? Li Tianai said coldly. That's low. One of Luo Yu's guys fired back with a sneer. Oh, we eat your food? We don't work for it. We bust our backs mining, and what do we get? A few dozen copper coins a day. Meanwhile, you guys are rolling in money, becoming constables, getting class changes. Why do only you get to advance? Why can't we? You're just exploiting us. We're all players. Nobody's better than anyone else. Don't think you can sit on our heads. Yeah, everything here should be distributed fairly. We've hit level 10 too. We want class changes. Where's Yongling? Call him back. He's the head constable. Make him recruit all of us as constables. The crowd was getting heated. Real heated. Wu Xiaoqin took a deep breath. Class changes aren't that simple. Green Mountain City has limited constable slots. Even as head constable, Yang Ji can't just fire everyone and replace them with you. Bull. You're lying. Someone screamed at him. Wu Xiaoqin clenched his jaw and turned to Luo Yu. I heard you were a senior inspector in the real world's emergency response department. Did you organize this? What do you actually want? Luo Yu was quiet for a long time. They just want to survive. Sure, they wanted to survive. But what they were really doing was threatening to tank production to force my hand. Good thing I was already on my way back, because this little mutiny needed to be handled. And I had a pretty good idea how. And then what? Are they dying right now? Wu Xiaoqin shot back at Luo Yu. Don't think I don't know you're the one pulling strings here. Just say what you want. Luo Yu laid out his demands calmly. Everything should be fair. None of us are martial artists yet. That creates an imbalance. I want you to provide martial technique manuals so more players can become warriors. One warrior can protect 10 people. Also, I know Yang Ling is now head constable. He can appoint constables. We have people stuck at level 10 who need class changes. I want at least 10 constable positions. One of his guys added with a sneer. And don't forget, this is just a game. You guys are acting like little emperors. When we get back to reality, the way you've been behaving, you're looking at prison time. Over in the corner, Gao Chun and his two sworn brothers exchanged knowing glances. Go back. There was zero evidence anyone was going back. But they weren't getting involved in this mess. Just keep quiet, keep grinding. Martial technique manuals? Those aren't cheap in Divine Domain. Everyone froze at the sound of my voice. Wu Xiaoqin and the crew lit up. I was back. Yang Ji, I'm sorry. I couldn't keep things under control. They've been refusing to mine for days. Production dropped hard. Wu Xiaoqin looked genuinely ashamed. Don't worry about it. I looked at Luo Yu. He met my gaze steadily. His team members shifted into a protective formation around him, watching me like I was a wild animal. The regular players behind them? Suddenly very interested in their own shoes. They knew who I was, number one on the rankings. The only reason they'd had the guts to do this was because I was also a player. Against an NPC with my power level, they wouldn't have dreamed of pulling this stunt. Yang Ling, I listened to everything you told me last time, Luo Yu said with a smile. So today I'm bringing everyone to the table for a fair negotiation. I hope you can propose a fair system. What counts as fair? You're strong. You should lead by example, find martial techniques, help more players become warriors. One warrior protects 10 people. And use your head constable authority to appoint constables. People here are stuck at level 10. And what do I get in return? Luo Yu frowned. I can't give you anything now. Maybe when we return to reality, I'll file a report about your contributions. You'd receive commendation, so you still don't understand. Divine Domain EATS people. I kept my voice even. Energy conservation applies here too. I give you something, you give me something of equal value back. That's fairness. What you're describing is only fair for your side. One of Luo Yu's people sneered. You have to give us an answer today. What are you going to do? Kill us? Murder is a capital offense. Nobody's killing anyone. And nobody's threatening anyone. I smiled. You want fairness? Go find it somewhere else. The other top 10 players on the rankings, for example. Maybe they have the kind of fairness you're looking for. Then I turned to the mine guards waiting outside. Clear these miners out. Starting today, they're banned from the red gold mine. Dozens of guards flooded into the courtyard and started herding people toward the exit. The player crowd erupted. Some were furious. Some were panicking. Yang Ling, is this really necessary? Luo Yu's composure finally cracked. Yang Ji, we were wrong. We lost our heads. Please don't kick us out. At least here we can eat and have a roof. If you throw us out, we can't survive. Some players were already backpedaling hard, apologizing frantically. You've all leveled up enough to do manual labor in Green Mountain City and feed yourselves, I said calmly. You've also saved some silver from mining here. Five Tails buys an official identity. That hasn't changed. Go to the Iron Guard office. Find Chen Guoqing. He'll process your paperwork. Leaving here doesn't mean you die. You'll be fine. My mind was made up. The crowd could feel it. The whole eviction process went surprisingly smoothly. Nobody actually tried to fight. Because at the end of the day, picking a physical fight with the #1 ranked player who was also the head constable of the nearest city, that was a special kind of stupid nobody wanted to be. Their steel pickaxes were confiscated, and they were escorted out. Chen Su, go to Green Mountain City. There should be plenty of new players arriving. Bring them here to replace these miners. He nodded and left immediately. Yang Ji, why did they do this? Wu Xiaochen looked frustrated, like something was stuck in his chest. Li Ti and I laughed quietly. Because they see themselves as victims. They want everything handed to them for free, and they don't want to risk anything to get it. I glanced at Li Ti and I. Sharp kid, don't let it bother you. Focus on leveling and training. That's what matters in Divine Domain. Now let's go. Back to the mine. Let's go. Wu Xiaochen's energy snapped right back. We headed into Shaft 36. The others mined near the entrance while I pushed deeper, blasting through red gold or with frenzied 10-hit combos, watching the experience tick up steadily. Eventually, I reached the underground river entrance. And there was Little White. Except, Little White was now the size of a watermelon. You've been eating well, haven't you? I pulled up his stats. Greater red gold mantis. Little White level, 10. Strength, 14. Agility, 19. Spirit, 11. Special skills, gold seeking, whirlwind slash. Level 10 already? And a new skill, Little White, show me whirlwind slash. He launched into the air, both arms spinning like a blender set to maximum. Then he slammed into the stone wall like a living buzzsaw. When the dust cleared, there was a crater in the rock twice his body size. If a 9th-rank fighter like Wu Man caught that to the face without paying attention, his head would come clean off. My little baby was growing up into a weapon. I called him over, and together we dove into the underground river, heading for the cavern where the Overlord Ghost Spider had nested. The cavern that should have been empty was covered wall to wall in fresh cocoons. Thousands of them, dense and horrifying. So the one I killed was the male. There's still a female down here. My expression darkened. Then Little White suddenly bolted to the cavern exit, staring out at the dark water. Completely still. Alert. I moved to the opening and looked out. My enhanced vision could pick up shapes even in near-total darkness. Far down the underground river, something massive was slowly swimming toward us.